See, what had happened was the reason why I was late. No, I'm dead serious. The reason why I was late, I just got an offer to do something that I decided to join on a whim, and I'm looking over the contract right now. um, so what had happened was, yeah, I signed up apparently for a musical, but I did not think I was gonna get the role because my um on my music account, it doesn't even show like me playing on gigs and stuff like that, right? All the stuff that I have in terms of me playing is all everybody else is like. So if I went to somebody else's show and I played, they have the video of it, right? So that's that's a bit. I'm not gonna say it's. He said congratulations. I appreciate that, but I don't know. And I will say this, particularly with this company that I'm doing right now, if they find out about this channel, they are kicking me out. Now, this is, yeah. He said, I got a AI contract reviewer app if you want to test it. Hit me up on my Instagram is connected to my YouTube. So if you go on my YouTube channel, um hit me up, click the Instagram icon, it'll take you to my Instagram. And then if you do have that AI contract reviewer app, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Thank you, man. Pyro's in the building. Pyro's in the building. Shout out to you guys. Oh, by the way, hold up. Let me bring up this picture. Let me bring up this picture. Cannot believe what I just found. I think this is. I think is it this? Is it this? Yeah, man. Look at this. Look what I found on Google. Definitely, no doubt. Thank you, man. He said the bag chase is fun. Fundamentalist is upset with Chris again. Oh yeah. By the way, because this stream right here, what I want to show you guys is something that's been brewing. I'll say for the past 2 years, because I kind of wanted to make it a two-part stream, but incorporate this with Anton Daniels. There have been certain people asking me to debate. And to the people that have been on this channel, I've always said, like, when it comes to debating, first of all, I'm not a debater. That's number one. Number two, most people debate in bad faith. So they're not really trying to learn. They're not even really trying to challenge their thinking to learn something new, right? This is why I don't even recommend, you know, people listening to certain content creators because I know you'll be offended, right? These people debate in bad faith. And it seems like the people that have challenged me to debate have been nothing but weirdos, clout chasers, and bot users. And when I say bot users, these guys pay for bots. They pay for bots. Anton Daniels is one of them. Andrew Wilson is another confirmed one of them. Every time I go on their channel or anything related to their content, I will see people in the comment section like, look, I think this person used bots because they'll say every time I do a stream on this, they get the same certain type of comments, or what you have what people like Anton and Andrew Wilson do is they pay people to make sure to go after any other smaller content creators that have anything negative to say about them. This is a real thing. This is not fake. This is not fake. And I keep seeing it with certain content creators. Now, they don't necessarily go after the bigger content creators when it comes to when it comes to the bot farming, but it basically targets basically channels like mine around like the 2K mark, 3K mark, channels on the lower spectrum that's a little bit lower, that's lower than 2K. Anything negative, they get attacked, right? So remember when I went on Chronic streaming and he goes, "Look, I don't get any of he said I'd be talking reckless about Andrew Wilson even back then," and he said I never got any pushback. So he said he said I'm a bit interested in why you're getting this, this this pushback. So I was just like, well, it's starting to make sense because I'm seeing like neutral people that are not even manosphere adjacent or whatever adjacent, and they're in the comments are like, I think this guy is bot farming because I'm seeing these comments, I'm seeing this pattern. I heard Kraig Facts, he was complaining about the same thing, and these are not allegations you just throw on anybody. I'm starting to notice a pattern. Yep, they meet on what's it, Skill and Patreon. I'm just learning about this stuff, mind you, in too deep. I've just been learning about this for the past couple of months. They meet on like different other platforms, and they will coach the people under them to do the same thing that they're doing, which is crazy. With Fresh and Fit, they will admit to their followers that they buy, subscribers and all this thing. Um, they'll meet up on Patreon, or what did you say, Skill? Oh, you said School. But I know on Patreon they'll go on Patreon and they'll talk about doing these things. And they'll like I said before, they'll coach them like you get, this is what you got to do. And then when those channels, when they have their own channels, they'll coach these people to do the exact same thing that they're doing. So it's a whole business model of scamming. A whole scamming business model. Like, even when we mention, like, say when we talk about people like Andrew Tate, right? These people, Bottom G, like we call on this channel. Shout out to Undead Chronic, right? The only reason why Andrew Tate became famous overnight is because he had a certain paywall system, and all his followers underneath, for them to earn a certain amount of money or kickback, they repost some of his videos, and the more they repost his videos, they get a kickback. They get a little bit, like, I don't know, a 10-cent kickback, a 15-cent kickback, something like that. And basically he's paying all these people to spam his videos, and he became the most Googled person overnight because he found a way to take over the algorithm, right? So this is the new business model. This is why you'll even see certain channels, they'll have like 500,000 subscribers, 700,000 subscribers, and then they have the same amount of live viewers I got. Like, I'm dead serious. You'll see like these people with 10K with 200 live viewers. So you're just like, huh? 10,000 subscribers. Yeah, you got 50 people in the live chat, huh? So this is the new business model. You scam they scam their way to the top, buying subscribers, buying, like, this is it's all scammer stuff. Into Deep said, I was in Anton's Patreon school for the first month and then I canceled. That's how I know what he's doing. Damn. So I was so this is confirmation right here. This is confirmation. He said algorithm farming, or what I like to say, troll in the comments. Exactly. So these are these, like, because I was just seeing way too many coincidences, and I was like, I gotta let me look this stuff up. And yeah, this is what people are doing. But when you're just so inauthentic like that, or you grow inauthentic like that, there's there's a almost like an allergic reaction, right? So when Anton comes around real ninjas. This is why he picks and chooses who he comes around. But the reason why real ninjas are almost allergic to an Anton is because he's fake. Because I particularly when I look back at the video again of just the beginning of the Anton and Corey situation, and Corey just seemed uncomfortable with this, where he was like, "This, he's like in his mind," and you're looking at it, like, I don't think this was probably a good idea for him to do it. And I'll put this on Corey. Corey needs to vet the people he puts on the show a little bit better in terms of putting on when it comes to a live performance. You can't be having these scammers on your show. You can't promote scammers, right? Who was I going to say? Yeah, Andrew Wilson, Anton Daniels. People are going to look at me, people that know me, right? And I know AJ might be a little bit disappointed in me when he sees me go after certain YouTubers and whatnot. But the reason why I have to make a stand is when Andrew Wilson got exposed for being a charlatan, what did they do? What did the normies do? They was like, "Oh, so this is your manosphere guy. This is your master debater, quote unquote." And then they pinned him on us. They pinned him on the male space. So now anybody that's male content related, that makes men content, related, a male content or male issue related content. Now they pin Andrew Wilson to that space. So when they hear manosphere or they hear red pill or they hear men's empowerment, blah blah blah, they now pin Andrew Wilson to this, like he's part of what we're trying to do here. So that's the same thing with Anton. Anton is going to get, it's going to, whatever Anton is trying to do is going to blow up in his face, in his face. Because I don't think he realized the enemies that he made trying to troll Corey Holcomb, right? And it's not just going to be, I'm talking about, it's not just Corey Holcomb, but there's a lot of X factors in this clash that he did not consider. He thought he could just go on certain platforms and troll and then brag about trolling it on other platforms. He's not going to get away with that. Unfortunately, just when it blows up in his face, same thing with Andrew Wilson. Now with Andrew Wilson, it literally blew up in his face the next week. Like literally like in 2 weeks. He got clip farmed to death. So unfortunately, similar is going to happen to Anton. And then the thing is, people are going to say, isn't Anton part of this space? Isn't he under, who are they going to say? Isn't he under Kevin Samuels? Right? This is what they're going to do. This is why I'm trying to disassociate, not with the space, but the scammers, the people that I'm like, something's fishy about this guy. Can't associate with that. Right? Pyro says, isn't Anton in his 40s? Why is he trolling like a kid? It's a good question. By the way, but like in this video, I'm going to address, before I even go into Anton, I'm going to show you guys my haters. I'm going to show you the profile of my haters, or not necessarily the haters, the people that try to quote unquote challenge me on a debate. And I'm just going to try to show you why doing this is no good. But in a minute, though. George Golden 5041 says, MAGA black conservatives like Anton don't debate in normal settings because their nonsense get passes in friendly environments. Some of these clowns are out here defending slavery and segregation. Yes, I've seen this. Like, now, me personally, I don't think we should be even talking about that. But you have black conservatives are trying way too hard to fit in from my vantage point. A lot of them. And they don't really believe what they say. Like, for example, a Myron, he's doing what he's doing because he's grifted to another, to a whole other level. I don't really think he believes the stuff that he does. So this is why when young men are saying, who should I listen to? Who should I look up to? I try to steer them away from guys like that, right? Um, a couple of young people that message me on Instagram, you know what I do? I never when I send them certain clips or send them certain content creators, who do I send them? I always send them people that are genuine people. So I never send them no Nick Fuentes clips or Myron Gaines clips, whatever grifter that you can think of off the top of your head. These people, yeah, Anton Daniels, Andrew Wilson. I never send them clips of these people because these people, they don't even realize the responsibility that they have in terms of trying to steer men into the right direction, or when it comes to giving information. I try not to give them clips like that. I tend to give them something that maybe they might relate to, and then sometimes they might steer to something else. So one person recently, I was sending him, Corey Holcomb clips, right? Just some real ninja clips. That's all I like to real ninja clips. But I didn't know what was gonna happen. So what happened is he started finding his algorithm started recommending him Kraig Facts clips, and he would send me back Kraig Facts clips that he liked. So I was like, oh, I took the hint. I was like, oh, I think he favors Kraig Facts more than Corey Holcomb. So I send him more Kraig Facts clips, and Kraig Facts is one of those guys that I trust. Not necessarily that, oh, he's a great guy or whatever, but his advice is genuine, and he's not a grifter. He has a job. Right? If he loses his YouTube, he's fine. Right? So this is what these are the people I try to steer them to, people like that. They're not what they say, they really believe what they say. So this is what this is what I try to do, right? But there's a lot of people like that. I remember I tried to steer somebody into, certain people. All of a sudden they find a certain male content creator that I haven't heard from in a while. Then I was like, oh yeah, I remember being subscribed to him. Cool. Right? But yeah, I've been a little bit more aggressive in like, look, don't listen to this guy. Yeah, this guy's cool. He's not. And this is not me playing. Like I said, this is not me playing favorites. Trust me, this is not me playing favorites. I'm making sure I'm trying to steer people to the right content. I always recommend AJ. I always recommend Doug MPA, right? These guys. This is what I do. We gotta make sure we're listening to the right people. We're not getting these people caught up in this nonsense, right? And particularly when you talk about a lot of the MAGA black conservatives, I've seen a lot of the some of the black male conservatives that are now kind of joining in. They're trying to grift. They're saying certain things that they don't really believe in. So I got to call that out as well. So I got to be real. Let me show you guys something though, right? So obviously on the itinerary, we're gonna go over Kraig Facts. We're gonna go Kraig Facts, his truth bomb on Anton and what he did when he was in LA. So that was very interesting. So we'll go over that. We're gonna go over that. We're gonna go over a part in this stream which I found hilarious, where Anton was talking about bro code. And when I saw that part, I was like, oh, so that's what Johnny Retro was trying to talk about. He doesn't even believe that. He was just parroting what Anton Daniels was saying. So that was interesting. But I want to go over something real quick. I'm going to go over my haters, my recent haters for the past 2 years that have challenged me on a debate. Okay. So let me see if I can find this guy's channel. So recently I did a debate with, oh, sorry, not a debate. Wait, hold on. I've seen a couple of these comments. But recently I did a stream on Andrew Wilson, and this clown called, what's his name? Maynard Clips. I hope I can find his channel. I thought I had it saved, but I guess I didn't. Because somebody in the chat, please, if you guys remember who Maynard Clips, because I saw something very interesting. It was around Christmas break. Maynard Clips. I don't know why I can't find out his here we go. Maynard reports. People were saying, no, this is the basically the Muslim version of the Muslim version of Andrew Wilson. That's what he calls himself, right? So this guy spammed my chat during one of my live streams. So let me show you his channel. And mind you, this is not, when I'm showing you his channel, please do not spam his comments. This is not for bullying. I'm just showing you something. Because these are the people that will tell you, oh man, you ducked a debate. You're scared. But here is a live stream of him basically just invading my chat. He doesn't even know what the topic is. The only thing is if Andrew Wilson is being talked negatively, there are bots, right? There are people that keep track of that. And somebody let Maynard Clips know that I was saying something about blah, 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 right? About Andrew Wilson. So he just automatically said, debate. I want to debate you. So he doesn't even know what subject I'm talking about. So this is I want you to, I'm going to show you guys something. So this is where he tries to not necessarily stream snipe me, but I'm going to show you. This is how he does things. So he was already watching a debate here, and he basically sends people out, and he's like, find me a debate, chat. Find me a debate. Just find me a debate. So this is what you're going to see right here. He's going to be reviewing a debate. And then in the meantime, before he finds my video, he's going to tell the live chat, find me a debate, guys. So this is Manner on the top right reacting to a random debate. But in the middle of these debates, this is what he does. He just watches debates, and then he'll tell his chat, find me a debate. Oh yeah, by the way, AJ's a good dude. AJ's a good dude. AJ's a great content creator. He's genuine. He's a person that actually has men's best interests in mind. And then on top of that, AJ, like I said, AJ has a job. Right? Outside of this is just his therapy, right? Even though he's doing really well, but this is he makes a living doing something else. This is just something he's just putting out there for the greater good, right? Bro code doesn't exist if you disrespect somebody. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. We will definitely get into that video. But like I said, I want to show Maynard Clips. This is the guy that was quote unquote challenging me, right, to a debate. And just look at the stuff that he says on the top right. Like I said, he's top right here, reacting to a random debate, while in the meantime telling his chat, find me a debate, because he's quote unquote bored.
That individual can then identify as non-binary or with their biological sex.
I think that's a possibility, but I don't think that's what we see reflected generally. So like, it's possible that can happen, but like that person's gender dysphoric.
The question is, if you are gender dysphoric, does that mean you're gender fluid? That means if you change your gender, can you come back? Damn.
And then they find like, oh, this wasn't the right thing, and it needs like detransition. Yeah, I would accept that.
Okay, so you would accept the gender identity, whatever they identify as then?
I don't know. I want to just say, I think that's a gross
You would accept it if they changed it. You would accept it if they changed it, right?
Yeah, sure. If they have the presence of gender dysphoria, yes.
Okay. Do you think that this might get into a long explanation, but do you think that every person who identifies as trans?
This is what conservative or right-leaning debate me bros do. They look at other debates talking about gender. All right, let me study this debate about this. Is this what people do in their free time? You know, jerking off to conservatives destroying liberals about gender ideology. Like literally.
As gender dysphoria?
Today, no.
Okay, why do you say today no? Like what
I think that whatever that term is, where like people want to be like trans because it's like trendy.
Social conditioning.
I do think that's a real thing that happens, and usually
social programming.
These are going to be youth who end up growing out of it, right? And that's the thing that happens too.
Okay, I got to cover something there. You said that these are going to be youth who are growing out of it. Well, they're only going to grow out of it if they really go through puberty.
What do you want to watch?
If they're socially transitioned as a child, the odds that they persist in that trans identity are.
So you hear from the top right, he's like, find me a debate. Just find me a debate. So he's not even doing any research. It's just basically somebody sends him. Somebody's hating on Andrew Wilson. I need you to debate this guy. So that's how I came up. So I guess one of these bots, one of these Andrew Wilson bots, fanboys, put me on the watch list and sent my live stream to him. And you're gonna see it in a little while.
Damn near 100%. So if you social transition a kid at like 6, the odds that when they are an adolescent they will continue to identify as trans, it is damn near 100%. It's like 97%. Only like 2.5% will desist. And so what's going to happen is they're going to be affirmed in their preferred pronouns, and then when they're like 9 or 11, they're going to go on puberty blockers at 10 or stage 2, and then they're going to go on the cross-sex hormones a couple years after that. And of the kids who go on puberty blockers, it's about 98% to 100% that will go on to the cross-sex hormones. And so once you start this whole process with these,
so right there, you see him typing. He found this is where he finds my stream.
Kids, giving them preferred pronouns and socially transitioning them as 8-year-olds and 6-year-olds. The chances that they persist are very low. However, in contrast, you allow them to go through puberty. So prior to this whole onset of giving the kids the blockers, if you let them go through puberty, most of them would desist during or after puberty. Is there anything that you dispute?
So I don't know the statistics on this. I'll grant it. What I believe what we see here happening is we have a proper diagnosis of kids who have gender dysphoria, right? So there's, I guess I just want to make sure that we avoid begging the question. And by that, I mean begging the question of like, being trans is inherently bad. So if we have transgender...
You're right. This is so fucking boring. Holy shit. Let's fucking come and debate this fucking fool. Come here, bitch.
So right here. Let's come in here and debate this effing fool. So this is where he finds my stream. He doesn't even know what we're gonna do, what we're even talking about, what we're quote unquote debating about. He doesn't even know if this is even a debate platform. He just thinks that I could just go onto your stream and ask for a debate. Well, sorry, he didn't ask for a debate. He demanded a debate. I'm like, so these are the weirdos that we have been championing on our platform. Just the use of language. Look, ever since I've been in the workforce, I don't get disrespected like this. Like for real. Watch this.
Debate this fucking fool. Come here, bitch. Let me debate this guy.
Whatever, all of that. Financially responsible. But he was on a date with a woman that was older than him. And I was trying to tell him, like, bro, you can't, I'm not trying to be in your business. So this is him spamming the chat already. But you can't be dating women older than you, dog. If there's one thing you can take from me, don't be dating women older than you. Even if she's 1 year older than you. That's not it. You know what I mean? So when it comes to that,
the fuck is that?
you like if you see like a man that's dating a woman older than him, he's getting ran. He's definitely getting ran. That's a predatory woman. So I see this guy. What's
properly diagnosed
as reports
having gender dysphoria.
Says, what are y'all doing? Invite me on. Please, yo, can you see this? Yes, I can see this, but I'm most likely not going to be inviting people on. It depends who shows up on the chat. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, say, so this is me when I was, he was just spamming the chat. Get me on. Now, that wasn't a debate show. This was just me talking about what Andrew Wilson is, but he's demanding to be on my platform. This is that weirdo behavior. Like if AJ had showed up, well, I don't think AJ's, I think AJ's streaming right now, but say if it was a different topic.
I don't want to come on your
Wilson's
channel,
guy, so I
Mega.
gotta give him his. I gotta give AJ his respect. Like if AJ were to come on, I won't even talk about Andrew Wilson, right? Out of respect for AJ. But usually, if it's a different topic, if AJ is in the chat, I'll be like, "That's me talking in the background." By the way, sorry guys. That's just because he's still playing my video. But yeah, this is that weirdo behavior. I might have to open it up, or sometimes I'll be like, I'll open up the discussion, if it's a different topic. Now, later on throughout the year, what I'm going to be doing, because I have the swap list, I will be asking people in the chat, or I will have the invite link, and I'll be like, make your case for who else should be on the swap list. Because I remember somebody in the chat was saying,
guys, find me debaters. Find me debaters now.
That Travis Kelce should be on the swap list, but oh, okay, you're an Andrew Wilson fanboy. Never mind. So you're trying to debate when there's no debate going on. This is not a debate show. All right, this is not a debate show. He said, "Are you scared?" Oh, okay. I just had to let him talk for a little bit, and I was just like, yep, he's a. What is there?
I mean, I was trying to mess with him. Look, I got to him though.
There's nothing to debate. Technically, first of all,
nobody wants to hear you.
When it comes to personal things, no one wants to hear me, but yet here you are on my channel. The fuck? Me and Andrew Wilson probably agree on most things.
Bro, who cares?
But at
Come
the
on, let
same
me on.
time, he had a position on marriage, which is just undebatable. You know what I mean? It's not. There's no debate. Right. So this dude he recorded himself spamming my chat. Recorded himself. What? Who's raising these ninjas, man? Who's raising these ninjas? Look, maybe like I'll say this, if Maynard is, a high schooler, right? Or if he's 18, 19, maybe even 20 years old. Hell, maybe even 21 years old, I'll give him a pass. But if you over like 23 and you doing this, come on, man. Like this is, like I said, these are the people, or was it the Andrew Wilson bot fans or whatever these people are? This is why I don't even like open the platform for people like that. Like, what kind of hoe ass nigga you gotta be? You're coming on my platform, debate me. You don't even know what the topic is. You don't even know what I'm talking about. Debate me. Like, I owe you a debate. Who are you? Nah, that's not how I came up. You had to put in some dues. Like first of all, I gotta know you. That's number one. Number two, you gotta put in some work. You gotta have an actual following. Not you stream sniping via YouTube. What kind of shit is this? But like this is not like like I said, if there's any young men listening, this is not how you operate as a man. This is not good. Uh-oh, he's going crazy in the chat. He's like, oh wait, what's the pyro? What's the video we were? Let me see if I can bring up the.
Bro, guys, find me a debate, guys.
He's pulling up.
Find me a debate now.
Let me see if I can bring this up. Eric Andre show, let me in.
I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yo, let me go back to the chat though. Let me get back to the chat. But there's literally nothing to debate. Let me see. B. Watkins says, besides his prediction, interesting that he kind of backed down after I showed that stream of the Eric Andre one. I said, this boy going crazy in the track. In the chat. Track chat, same thing. He's going crazy in the chat, and I showed that Eric Andre clip on him. To vote for Travis Kelce to be on the swap list. I just wanted to pat out the list. So yeah, we got to talk about that because I actually kind of disagree with that.
Shut the hell up. You're boring.
And then you see, he just moves on because I didn't quote unquote give him what he wanted. But like I said, these are the whole ass niggas right here. This dude out here, he thinks he's who's that character from Death Note? He thinks he's that. Who's that character from Death Note? The L, the detective. That's what these niggas. These dudes, they think they're Detective L from Death Note. Find me a debate, guys. This guy's boring. Get the hell out of here, bro. Like who are these people, man? So that's just like I said, that's just one. That's just not one hater per se, but that's just one weirdo. Let me see any chats I missed. Did I miss anything here? Sorry. He said these are those are the type of dudes I like to follow anyway because they're not here to make money. Yeah. Shout out to AJ. Shout out to Warband members in the chat, right? And like I said, even if you are trying to if you are going to do something for money, let's not make these kind of topics or a channel like this, you're using that to make money. That's not good. Like if you're going to use, social media to make money, like just make a dog channel or something like that. Something normie related. You know what I mean? Just do that. Right. Defective L. Detective L, loser. Yeah, like these people, they think they're out there. Yeah, that I don't know if y'all know that character from Death Note. I think I hope I'm saying his name correctly. Detective L. Detective L. Death Note. Is that his name? But yeah, his name was L. This dude from Death Note. That's yeah.
Do you want to know a secret?
What secret?
Like how L from Death Note takes a bath? How? Well, apparently instead of getting into a normal bath.
Yeah, like yeah. A lot of these ninjas out here, they think they Detective L. Like I said, people like that, y'all gotta relax. Because I'll be like I said, I'll be out here in the real world, and obviously I'm on the quiet side, but the things that I'm seeing people do, even on the internet, even when it comes to debating, like this is not what people like. That's not. I'm just saying that's not what you're supposed to do. Like back in the day, to be a debater, that wasn't like that's never been something that like you do on your free time. I'm just gonna debate motherfuckers. This is what atheists, this is what religious people used to complain about atheists doing. Now we're seeing the complete opposite. we're seeing like the complete opposite right now. Like I remember the religious right used to make fun of like atheists for always wanted to debate Christians and people of people just or people or Republicans in general, right? Because they had nothing else to do with their time. Now we're seeing the complete opposite, where all the debate me bros, most of them are people now on the right, and they're making themselves look like complete losers out here, respectfully, right? So that's one instance of one of these haters out here. But let's go into Anton a little bit, because somebody brought up bro code. Somebody brought up bro code, but this is interesting right here. So remember when Johnny Retro was talking about bro code and how Corey Holcomb was violating bro code? This is where he got it from. This clip I'm about to show you. Here we go. Right over here.
If I'm hiding a chick because I told him before the show, I brought her looking gorgeous. But let's get to that part. Directly.
We're a hypocrite, but what are you talking about?
You're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite when it comes to specifically you moving by a code.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Because you think that you can say what you want to say when you want to say it, and that people are supposed to respect the way that you move. But I don't think that you move the way that you're supposed to anyway.
I want this thing to be studied because
no, don't talk to the audience. I'm talking to you. When I talk to him.
Here's the truth. Brother Anton is talking about everybody else but himself and white men. This is a fact.
I like this chat. Let me tell y'all
He's
why I
talking
like the
about
chat.
everything but himself and white men.
No, listen. I told you I want to come back and have a full conversation about it, or we can talk about it right now. I ain't got nothing better to do. I ain't got nothing better to do. Don't look at the camera, nigga. I ain't got nothing better to do.
Study this episode.
Shout out
He
to
ain't shit on Caucasian males.
Shout out to
and
the
he ain't
chat.
shit on
I'm not gonna
himself.
shit on nobody.
Yeah,
shout
you
out
shit
to the
on
chat.
black people. You shit it on motherfuckers.
I feel like I shit it on you. Miss me with the tough talk, dog. I'm talking directly to your soul, bro.
He considered that tough talk. But like I said, I gotta be a little bit more sensitive, only because I've seen Corey Holcomb every Tuesday. If he considered that tough talk, maybe like I said, I got to be a little bit more sensitive to that, and maybe Corey probably to an extent needs to do that too, because there's certain people where you'll be talking, you think you're talking regularly, you think you're talking sense, and then people start talking about, oh, this is tough talk, or Chris, you being too aggressive, right? For example, when I would play, particularly if you're like if you're a black dude and you're playing with a lot of white people, or a lot of white dudes in a particular sport, and you play in the suburbs. Usually, unfortunately, if you are dealing with an American ref, they're gonna box you in. Meaning, if you're too aggressive, if you're making tackles, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're working hard, they're gonna say you're too aggressive, right? If you're not making tackles, if you're not, if you're trying to be on the more creative side, you're trying to be more tactical, they're going to say you're lazy. So they kind of box you in like that. So you'll even have people try to provoke you and try to make you out to be some aggressive animal to the ref. Now, it doesn't work if the ref is not American. So if the ref is not American, he's not going to fall for that, because he's going to be mostly lenient. But when you're dealing with a lot of American refs, they kind of think that same way. So if you are a person that likes to be up and down the field, you like to make tackles, white dudes that you're playing against are going to play. They're going to play on that and try to make it seem like that you're being too aggressive. They're even going to say it to your face, man, you got to chill. It'll be a game, and they're saying you're being too aggressive. Like it'll be an actual. This has happened to me, right? So I'll say this. I got to just be more sensitive to that some people's sensitivities are a little bit different than others, right? But at the same time, if the person's objective is to bring you down, they're going to have a narrative waiting for you anyways, right? Did I miss anything in the chat? No, I did not. Here we go.
Miss me with the tough talk. I'm not saying nothing online that I did not say to a nigga in their face, in person. I'm not sitting here talking to niggas and I said it directly to your face. Directly to your face. Nigga, no, I'm not shitting on nobody. I shitted on you in person, in your studio, in real life, in front of your girl, nigga.
His girl. Oh, he's talking about Darlene. I was like, his girl. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a terrible synopsis. Oh man. But anyway,
in front of your girl.
Oh, low key kind of snitched on himself, because if he considers Darlene his girl, right? Who's Mika? Why is it wrong for us to assume that Mika isn't your girl if you're considering Darlene his woman, right? So that's a whole other thing, but a little Freudian slip there by Anton.
I to you in front of your chick.
He's talking about Darlene, by the way, which is low key him snitching on himself. And this is where the chat is gonna bring up Mika, right over here when he says in front of your chick.
in front of your girl, in front of your friends, in front of the people that was doing the live stream, the workers, in front of your homeboys, in front of everybody, in front of you. And yes, I did have Mika with me, and she was looking gorgeous, nigga. And she was looking gorgeous. But let's get to that part.
Anton probably should have left out the part. I did this in front of your girl. Because now the live chat is going to be like, wait, didn't you bring Mika? Because when it comes to Darlene or Ortiz, she's just been part of Corey's team for she's been the co-host for how many years now? So she's just part of the team. Now he's never said that it was his girl per se, but she's up under Corey. And it's interesting how Anton was like, I did it in front of your girl. Interesting. Corey never said that was his girl, but it's just, he comes right to that conclusion. So now you got to address Mika right here. This is why the chat was like, wait, didn't you bring Mika with you? So right here.
That shit will lead to some danger.
Will we please stop the
Trust me.
The tough talk? I got security, you got security.
Homie, I ain't got security. Them my people.
Who? Them your
You
security.
gotta hire a motherfucker to be with you.
Absolutely. I'm always gonna have to hire somebody.
You better.
100%.
How you be talking?
Corey, stop talking tough. Stop. Don't talk tough to me, nigga. Stop talking tough. Stop. We already know that you wouldn't bust a grape, nigga. We already know that you wouldn't bust a grape. Let's stop the tough talk. If we gonna have a conversation, let's have a conversation.
Homie, you
just said that
I'm not talking tough. I'm talking to you straight up.
Now, let me show you where the cherry on top is.
Now, so you proved the point. Homie, just gone, man. Just gone, man. You gone.
I'm not the jet.
You done did this before. Get your bitch ass to, hey, homie, get your bitch ass to fuck on. And walk over there with your bodyguard and your bitch, nigga. Walk over there with your bodyguard and your bitch. I got shit to do. Don't bring bitches up here, dog, that you ain't finna stand on.
So he said he was talking tough, but you rage quitted, brother. You rage quitted.
Remember I told you that. If you got a bitch with you, explain the bitch. Don't ask her to be on my show, nigga. Can she be on the show?
Now, if I'm hiding a chick, let's put it in perspective. If I'm hiding,
so listen to this logic right here. He's gonna be like, "Oh, people are saying that I'm hiding a chick." Listen to the logic real quick. This is where he snitches on himself.
a chick, because I told him before the show, I brought her there with me. I do business with Mika. She's literally signed to me. I told you before the show.
I do business with Mika. Oh yeah, we know you do. Do I have any hand clapping sounds? I don't. What an O'Shea Duke Jackson. He got this funny hand clapping sound as soon as he's talking about somebody busting cheeks. Yeah. Yeah. I do business with Mika. You mean this kind of business or all right, that's a little bit too tacky. That's a little bit too tacky. Let me not do that. But we all know what she's there for. Anybody with two eyes and I do business with Mika. Really? Come on, man.
I do business with Mika. She's literally signed to me. I told you before the show, he like, I don't know, bro. We'll see how it go. All of that shit, right? I don't know.
Interesting. So he says this was Corey's reaction. He said, I don't know if I. So he was already uncomfortable with you bringing the broad on in the first place. Like I said.
Oh, bro, we'll see how it go. I said, okay, cool. I respect your platform. I respect what you got going on. I didn't fly all the way out here for nothing. We'll figure it out later. Why would I hide a chick that I'm trying to bring on the show? But let me tell you what happens. And this is why you got to be careful of the type of niggas that you're around. He tried to paint the picture like, fuck all that. Let's just get straight to it.
Watch this.
Even if I was, let's play it by ear. Let's assume for the sake of conversation, because y'all see Mika on the streams all the time. Let's say for the sake of conversation that I had a side chick with me. Let's assume that I had the side chick with me. This nigga broke man code, bro. This nigga broke man code. And let me be very clear. Nobody tells me how to deal with my chick.
Now, right here, he's gonna call his wife to quote unquote prove that she's okay with all of this. This is the funniest thing. When I heard that part, he said, "Even look, man, f all that. Even if I did bring a side chick, he broke man code, man. He broke the man code." You see this, guy? So this is why the dude the other day. Johnny Retro, he was bringing up man code. I'm like, what does this man code got to do? I was like, what does man code got to do about anything? You saw how like when Johnny Retro was spamming the chat about man code this, bro code that. I was like, is this just something that men use to cover up cheating? It's never about helping men. It's never about employing young men in distress. It's never about helping men get on their feet and all this stuff. It's always about you cheating, and then I gotta cover up for your mess. So the reason why he brought up man code was because Anton brought it up as a very weak defense. That's why Johnny Retro brought up man code. It wasn't even about what he believes in his life. It's because Anton he specifically brought up man code. So he was just repeating what Anton was saying. He didn't even want to explain himself. He said, F all that. He said, F all that. F all that. Even if I did bring a side chick with me, even if I did, he violated man code, home. He sounded like Stephen A. Smith right here, low key. Yeah, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Yeah. Oh, so Infinite Mindset is saying Mika wouldn't even let that super simp sniff the box. I would be shocked if he's not hitting it. I'll be honest with you. Because what people don't understand, the clout chasing women of today, they're not chasing. I'm not saying they're not chasing after Chad, but everything is primarily money first. So they will sleep with whoever or whomever to get to where they need to be when it comes to money wise, status wise, even if it means letting an old man hump on them for 30 seconds or a minute or two. Right? You have a whole bunch of these college chicks, right? It's a very, it's not a secret anymore. You got a lot of these college girls, they're on seeking arrangement apps, getting flown out. Even the average bras getting flown out. They don't mind. They'll sleep with a Anton to get by. They'll do it. They got no shame about it no more. So I'd be shocked if Mika isn't, like, if she's able to finesse Anton without sleeping with him, I'd be very shocked, because most women don't really have that kind of finesse. They got to give up the cheeks. LS is here. Says the F. I've never had a coach to say you too aggressive. Give them the business next time, Chris. No, this has happened. This has happened. This, like, you can ask any former teammate of mine. Well, they don't follow me, but when I would play, particularly when you're talking about in the suburbs, that's how they would do it. If I was too aggressive, or how do I say this? If I was making too many tackles, I'm talking about they could be clean too. What they say, oh, you're too aggressive. I've seen this. This has happened. I'm talking about live in games. Dudes complaining about how aggressive I am, even I'm talking about in front of the ref, and the ref isn't falling for it because the ref is like European, right? I've seen, like, I always love it when I have, even in co-ed, I love it when I have like Eastern European refs, right? Like the Russian refs, the Ukrainian refs, these type of refs, right? I love having those refs because they're very lenient on both sides. They're not gonna call a whole bunch of fouls, right? That doesn't, now I don't play dirty. That's not what I do. But anytime if it's a 50-50 challenge, I have to come in hard, no homo, because that's how you get hurt. If you pull back on a challenge, you can hurt yourself, right? So this is what I would do. But even recently, when I was doing a league game, I did a 50-50 challenge with somebody, and the ball went out. It went regular. This dude was yelling at, well, he was trying to talk loud, right? So he was like, dude, this is just a league. This is just a regular game, blah, blah, blah. And he was trying to say it loud to make it seem like I was being aggressive, right? This is what happens to a lot of black players. This is not just, this happens to one player. This happens to black players, particularly when you're a black player playing a predominantly white sport in America, mind you, in America. So this is what unfortunately they do. So he tried to play on that. He ended up being my teammate later on in one of the other league games because he's a free agent. And, you know, obviously his mind changed about me then. But yeah, there's like, especially when I was a kid, that happened a lot to me. If you were playing defense and you were playing really good, what would it would be coaches and people, even the parents. You can hear the parents complaining, he's being too aggressive, right? But if I didn't make any tackles, what would they say? The coach would literally pull me out and say, I'm being too lazy. I'm not making this stuff up. if I'm lying, I'm dying on that one, for real. Right? You can ask a lot of these black players that play in, or if they play lacrosse, if they play hockey, right? This happens to a lot of black players if they're playing in a town or they're playing in a situation where there's mostly Caucasian kids on the ice, the field, whatever. If he's playing too hard, they're going to say he's playing too aggressive. The only thing is with soccer, what's good with soccer is it just depends on the ref, right? If it's an American ref, they're going to fall for it. They're you know they just don't know how to ref ninjas. No disrespect, but if it's a European ref, what's good about the European refs or just European people in general? Yes, they'll call you lazy if you're black and you're not making tackles, but at least if you're making tackles and you're working hard, running up down the pitch, they'll give you credit. Be like, good, this is what you're supposed to do. So that's the difference between like the racism in America and the difference in the racism in Europe. So in Europe, yes, they box you in, but at least there's a lane for you. But unfortunately, it gets harder for black creative players like me, right? For them to for me to be able to do what I can, because they might think I'm lazy for not making certain tackles. But at least there's a lane for you. They'll give you credit if you're working hard. In America, if you're a black player and you work hard, they say you're too aggressive. If you're making the tackles you're supposed to, or they try to call you a slick nickname, right? Now, if you don't do that, if you're more on the creative side, like me, they're gonna say you're lazy, right? So it's kind of you kind of get boxed in. So this is why I rather, like, when I have a ref, I'll be like, please let it not be an American ref, please, because it's fine. Like it's fine. Like I can take, like, if somebody's being rough on me in terms of fouls, it's fine, because at least the European refs, he's just gonna let the game flow, and he'll let most of the fouling, he won't trip over it. So it ends up evening itself out. So people end up not playing dirty because the ref is being lenient. But yeah, you just gotta, like, particularly when it comes to soccer here, you just gotta hope that, you just have to hope that you have a fair ref, a European ref. If you have an American ref, you're gonna be in for it for the most time. But it's a 50-50 chance, because there's a lot of immigrants. There's a lot of people that came from different countries that came to the United States that refs, that does coaching and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a whole other discussion that I can get into. Let me see. In Too Deep says the problem with Anton is what he didn't understand. It's, yes, you have haters, but then you went on a big platform that everybody would love to get on, and you shit on Corey. And then on top of that, he's in LA. So you don't understand. Okay, now imagine what if you have somebody that's really about that life, that has love for Corey, which I've seemed to keep seeing in general, right? This is where Kraig Facts is going to come in. Okay. So Kraig Facts he's the X factor in this whole situation. That's my opinion, because I don't think he calculated him, right? This is why I believe I think Kraig Facts should have been there for the debate in the first place. Even though I know he had his own show to do at that time, I think he should have been there. Then I feel like Anton would have been in check, in my opinion, right? Because it was just Corey and Anton. D, she was just there. Like that's just her job. She's just there. Kraig Facts, you're gonna see more of him because Kraig Facts, anybody that watches the 5150 show or knows of Kraig Facts, he has Detroit roots. He talks about it a lot on his platforms, on the shows that he's been on. So first of all, we'll see if Anton's really from Detroit. We'll really see if he has real roots in Detroit. So we're gonna see that very soon. And the thing is with Kraig, Corey Holcomb has kind of, because the problem is Corey Holcomb he'll spill the beans on people. Unfortunately, he is one of the like he'll accidentally spill the beans. So I remember one episode, people were trying to pit Kraig against Corey, and they were just saying Corey and Kraig one day is gonna fall out. And Corey's like, I don't know why y'all keep saying that. But he said, first of all, Kraig be doing some real things out here in these streets. He's been helping me in these streets. I'm like, oh shit, Corey. TMI. He low key, he basically said that Kraig out here has street cred, if you know what I'm saying. So with that being said, Kraig ends up revealing some things that in a separate video that I'm about to show you in a little while, where it shows that Kraig has some connects out here on the street side of things. And when you're in LA or you in these certain towns, municipals, right, it's best not to do trolling in certain spots of this country, because you never know who's cool with who. So this is why when Anton was talking about, oh, this is a calculating move, this is a chess move, I'm like, nah, I don't think you did your proper research. Even the fact when he was talking about, oh, these were all Corey's people were strapped up. I'm like, guys, that's the Coin Academy. So that place is always going to be packed. Those people are always there to see Corey. They're there to see him. It's not necessarily those are his friends. Like, people just, they gravitate towards that dude. They love seeing that dude. It's literally, when you watch 5150 show, it's literally like watching a free comedy performance every single week, where he's coming up with all these clever things on the spot. This is why you saw all those people over there, right? So that was there's certain people there's certain people you don't want to beef with, right? 50 Cent, Cat Williams, right? And I would include Corey Holcomb in that list. And it's not because of what they're going to say about you afterwards, or they'll turn you into a special. It's because the people, their fan base is not marketed. The people is their fan base. So it's not even social media, it's the people. The real people are their fan base. So even with 50 Cent, there's a reason why, like, 50 Cent, he'd be like, damn, it seems like 50 Cent can go anywhere. He's protected. The people will go out their way to protect 50 Cent. Same way with Cat. Same way with Corey Holcomb. I've even heard, like, I remember Corey Holcomb was trying to say something about Cat. and he'll basically stop short of what he's saying. He's like, you know what? Let me not talk about Cat, because Cat is like the Joker from Batman. So he said, you know what? Let me chill out. Right. So there's certain people you don't want beef with because of the outside, the love that they get on the outside. So unfortunately, what Anton Daniels didn't take into account, that Kraig Facts is going to be on his ass. Into Deep said that is the problem. Anton went on Corey Holcomb's show and shitted on him. He brought out every single hater, and now we're on his neck. Yeah. Yeah. Man code. Just let me cheat and clean up after my mess. apparently that's what man code. That's the only time people bring up man code, where dudes have to watch over your mess. I was really, I'm like, what the fuck? Why is Johnny Retro on this man code shit? What does man code got to do with this? And all the people that talk about man code, all they do all they do is violate man code. They only bring up man code when they're trying to get away, or forget cheating, when they're just trying to get away with something. Nah, that's what women do. He said Mika already had money. Oh yes, and then infinite mindset. So apparently they're saying there was a woman in my chat. Oh no, not. It was a woman in another channel. She said that Mika is married. And I was like, is this confirmed? So somebody's got to confirm that to me. Is Mika married? Because if she is, that means she's definitely messing with Anton on the low. Definitely. Or one of these people that she's been collaborating with. Definitely. He said, why he acted like another ninja got to help you cheat on your wife. Hey, man, apparently that's bro code. Apparently that's man code. Yeah, Infinite Mindset says that creep Fleece Johnson flirted with Anton and had him giggling like a schoolgirl. I've seen that. So this is not. So we out here trolling and doing all this nonsense, and then you giving your platform to a rapist, a well-known, self-proclaimed male rapist. These are the same, like guys like Anton. This is the problem with people like that. How can you platform a rapist? Put a rapist on your platform. Then these are going to be the same people. These are the same people talking about, oh, this guy does this to my daughter, I'm gonna get the shotgun, and if he does this to any woman, I know I'm gonna get the shotgun. And then you're platforming a male rapist. Wow. He said, shout out to all the brothers speaking and doing podcasts and channel is our time. Facts. And with this platform, we're supposed to be promoting real things, not trolling, not instigating, right? You had Anton go on Jason Whitlock's platform and bragging about instigating a reaction, even in this interview with Corey, saying weirdo shit. What if I knew you were going to have this reaction and I planned all of this out? Oh, man. Yeah, in Cali, yeah. Like Cali's the last place where you're supposed to be trying to troll or charge up beefs and all. Man, forget that. And people think that when we mention stuff like that, that we're promoting gang culture. No, we're just telling you, like I said, like when there's certain steakhouses in New York City, there's certain steakhouses you're not going to start up dusting because it's mafia owned. So same logic applies. Same certain things. Certain things you wouldn't. You go to certain white establishments. You're not going to do that because if you get kicked out, it's over for you. So have that same respect when you're on another black man's platform. Have that same respect. Why don't we do that? But people, like, I don't know, particularly what a lot of black people do. They'll go on other black people's or black men or black women's platform and they think they can act a GD fool. Then they go on white people's platform and they're all proper and all of a sudden they know what respect is. All of a sudden they don't want to troll no more. Why don't you afford that brother the same respect? In Too Deep say Corey's been doing comedy since 1992. That's before a lot of people were born. That be speaking on him that don't know about his comedy. He's been like this for 30 years. I say that too, but it's still a lot of people that are a little bit new to Corey and how he'll say things. He's one of the last of the free speaking people. And don't get it twisted. There are plenty of women that love Corey Holcomb's comedy. The women that don't like Corey's comedy are the women that have had all types of, baby deletions, and they get sensitive when Corey starts talking about that. They get specifically sensitive when they start talking about the rainbow people and baby deletion. Now, Corey talks about everything. He doesn't leave out no prisoners, but we already know women that get baby deletions, they're very sensitive about that. And people are selectively outraged when it comes to the rainbow community. Shout out to the unwelcome party in the chat. He said, yeah, I will not support. He said, I will not tolerate any support of booty warriors. Facts. I don't know how people can have this guy on this platform. Like, there's no way I would have that nigga even around. What? All these whole ass niggas too. Like, there's no way they would platform a rapist if that rapist was targeting young girls. They would. There's no way. Absolutely no way they would platform somebody like that. Like, if it was a dude that had went to prison for raping grown women, there's no way he would get platformed. So I'm like, so so you're gonna tell, like, bro, I thought grape is wrong. Grape is wrong. But like I said, people they just don't care about male victims. They don't. And then they'll get mad at Corey for talking about a baby deletion joke, or he'll have a grape joke. He'll have a grape joke here and there. And then they will cry. I'm talking about, they will cry about this, but then they're fine with Anton Daniels platforming the booty warrior. This is wild, man. I think I saw that too. He said Anton is in the closet. That's why he was sassy with Corey. No, he just doesn't, he came there with an agenda. Okay, so he said, where I got my trucks washed in the ATL, a bro from Detroit work here. He said Anton ain't from Detroit. Yeah, I figured. It's a lot of these people. They'll claim a city or a town, but they live literally 45 minutes out or 30. They'll live an hour out and they will claim that city. I don't understand that. There's me personally, only because I live in a small state, so an hour to me is like a lifetime. It's an hour drive is a lifetime to me. So I no. Mm-mm. But he might be one of those people. So it looks like Kraig might come back with some intel. He's like, this nigga not even from Detroit. And there's a lot of people. I always say this: ask, like, the janitors, or ask like the cleaning people when you go to some of these establishments or these comedy establishments. Ask the security, ask the security people who really be rocking the show. Or how about this? Ask them, who are the people you thought were going to be funny and they were not, and you'll be surprised the names that they'll say. Yeah. B. Watkins is also in the chat. He said, I remember the Debate Me Bros a couple of streams yapping about Debate Me Chris Mike and kept quiet when I told them about going to Chronic to death. Oh yeah, you told me about that. I showed so earlier, you're gonna see Watkins in the replay. I showed you a clip from Manar Reports. I don't know if you remember. Manar Reports was streaming he was spamming my chat about come debate me. But I showed you a video of him literally live recording himself spamming my chat. And even the way that he talks, like, this guy's a weirdo. These guys are wannabe Detective L's from Death Note. So you're gonna see that part in the beginning of the stream. He live recorded himself, quote unquote stream sniping people or whatever the term is, or trying to debate me. And he had no idea what I was talking about. He was just telling his chat, find me a debate. Like, who? I'm like, who are these people? What the fuck? He says Zims are always unable to protect woman. Yeah, they They'll have the booty warrior. They'll do like these people platformed Fleece Johnson. They platformed him on these like dating shows, whatever. Those dating shows where they're in an all white room and you got all these dusty ass ninjas in there talking about nothing, popping the balloon and all this. these shows. A lot of these people, they get them off of Craigslist. Believe it or not. Just go on Craigslist. They'll show you. They be getting these people, man. Horrible. They say, okay, Beat Wasker says Fleece Johnson was out of work. I am genuinely horrified a man can become like that. What being unable to control your biology and impulses does to weak men. Yeah, it's just. This is also, this is why also on this channel we talk about, discipline. Even people might disagree with me on this. But there's this thinking that's going around. Hey man, don't get you a 10, get you a 6. And or get, start off with a fat chick before you get to the girl that you really like. So I'm like, so you're just gonna use the girl that you're not even attracted to for what? Practice? I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm just saying, like, you think that those girls that you consider a 5 and 6, you think they're not ran through? In fact, since damn near every other man is using that strategy, we're in a position now where basically the 6s, the 5s, the 4s, the overweight women, they have way more bodies than the actual attractive women, because every man is using that same strategy. I'm gonna just get a 5. I'm gonna just get a 4 or 6, bro. All them hoes, they damn near all of them are ran through. Right? So if you're going to destroy yourself, you might as well do it with someone that you're actually attracted to. The only thing is, when you're dealing with an actual attractive woman, you're going to be dealing with a whole bunch of dudes trying to dirty mac on you. So that's just the pros and cons of that. But like I said, all you got to do is go to divorce court. All you got to do is literally all bitches that are 3s, 4s, and 5s taking their men to the ringer. The people think that, I'm gonna just get a 6 out of 10. I'm gonna get a 5 out of 10, and she's not gonna do me dirty. Dude, you need to be. The looks are not supposed to be the priority. It's supposed to. You need to do background research on who she is as a person, whether she's pretty or not, whether she's super attractive or mid, whatever the case that may be. You need to do background research on her and see who she is. And once you do background research, or you start really doing your recon on a lot of these people, you'll start to find out that those girls that you think are unattractive, they got a body count of 100 and something. You would have never thought. If I showed you the girl, particularly the girls that I know, if I showed you the picture of the girl and of one woman on the right, one woman on the left, and I would tell you, okay, which one of these girls have a higher body count? And then most average men, they're going to say the woman, obviously, that's prettier. And then I'm going to be like, what if I told you that both of these women have a triple digit body count? Then what would you say? They'll be shocked. So right here, he's hold on for a sec.
Hello.
Hey, baby girl, what's up?
Hold on. I think it's my audio. This might be my audio messing up right now. Hold on.
Let's.
Yeah, it is. Hold on for 1 second, guys. Take this out because I haven't restarted my computer in a while. Let me take this out. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Okay, we should be good now. We should be good. My bad about that. This is what happens when you don't shut off your laptop. B Walker says, LOL, the 6 and 5s are actually the most ran through. People don't know this. But I be seeing these dudes, they be giving like advice to the young men. You need to start off with this. You got to start off with this girl. She's a 6. She's a 5. Right? You can't shoot. Don't shoot outside of your league. And I get that. Don't shoot outside of your league. Trust me, I get that. Trust me. But I'm just saying, don't think just because you got a 5 or a 6, you ain't getting a ran through. You're not getting a ran through chick. Just understand that. So whoever you pick, don't think, oh, because she's fat. Oh, she's in a wheelchair. Trust me. Because people are getting shocked because people like now the wheelchair bitches are saying something now, but I've been saying this on this channel for years. Them wheelchair bitches be getting ninjas, man. They be getting mad dudes. I know people are always shocked when they hear this information. I tell you, them disabled chicks. All you got to do is ask them. All these dudes that be bragging about, oh, I'll be getting hoes, I'll be getting this, but they won't never mention that part of their body count was a bitch in a wheelchair. Making fun of dudes for being incels, but they were smashing bitches in wheelchairs on Tinder. Dudes won't tell you this stuff. Don't go for the 10, don't go for the 9. First of all, there's not a whole bunch of 9s or 10s in general. But whatever chick you pick, just don't be shocked. Just don't be shocked. Especially especially the fat bitches. People wonder why, man, like women have such attitudes with men nowadays. It's because the reason why they hate men that much because they've been ran through by them. Even the most feminist of feminists, right? If they're not ran through, they still look at men with some kind of there's still some kind of reasoning left in them. But when you see just a pure hatred, the reason why they're just like, oh my God, another dude, because it's another dude trying to approach him for some easy access. And they know they're easy access. They've been played one time, 5 times too many, right? Artie Must Time says, as a man of a certain age, I don't understand why cats still fighting to make 304s understand this generation is cooked. Yeah, that's what I try to tell him. Yeah, he says a 5 will be more used due to the fact the 6, 7s, and 8s and 9s and 10s dudes will be able to hit as opposed to a 9 who only gets hit by 9s and 10s. But the thing is, the 9s and 10s, it's not that they're only getting hit by chads, but the 9s and 10s, they're only dealing, for the most part, they're only dealing with dudes with money, right? So they'll date older, like a significantly older dude, or you'll see the prettiest whatever-year-old in high school, and you'll see her dating some 20-year-old, right? Usually, a girl that's like an 8, 9, or 10, they're usually dating a dude for money because the chads. Yes, they can get a 9 or 10, but the 2s and the 3s are making themselves so easily accessible to them that the chads are just like, shit, I might as well all right, I'll take that on a slow night. If the 7 out of 10 isn't answering the phone, if the 8 out of 10 isn't answering the phone, the 9s, the women that are the 9s and the 10s, yes, they rather be taken by a chad, but they know that the chads have easy access to any broad. So they can never get even the 9s and 10s. So the girls that are the 9s and the 10s, they know they can't even get the chads to commit. So what they end up doing is most of those women that are 9s and 10s, they end up going for the brads or the dudes with money. So this is why you'll always see dudes with money that like has serious money. They'll have a real pretty chick. That's usually how it ends up happening. They want the chad. Trust me, but the Chads have so much easy access, even because a Chad will smash a 3. A Chad will smash a 5 out of 10, right? But the 9 out of 10 girl, she wants Chad to like not do that and only deal with her. But it's just too much. It's just too much access to him. Shout out to Reed Burrell in the chat. LS is here. Say Craigslist is still up. He said, so this is part 4. It's probably part 5 or part 4. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is part 4 because the other ones I did say this was a part 3, part 4, blah, 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 blah. Right. So this is part 4. But I wanted to address like the some of my detractors, or some particularly the people that wanted to debate me. Right. So I put one of those guys on blast in the beginning of the stream. Yep, Hoflations. Yeah, he said some, but most times Chad will have side pieces. And even if they do commit, they're still messing with other broads. This is why, like I remember somebody was in Florida and they were saying, I'm seeing all these tall, muscled up ninjas with fat Latina chicks. They're like, what's going on with this? What's up with this? And people got to understand, when you see those body positivity chicks with these Greek gods of dudes, they're letting them cheat. So those girls that get those guys, so you'll have like a fat chick that will convince her skinny friend to leave her boyfriend for cheating. But when the fat friend gets a dude, particularly a guy that's way above her level, she will let him cheat. Yep, and then because they pay out, and then the fat, and a lot of times the fat women are they're paying these dudes. These guys usually have no car, they have no insurance, they have no, their credit is bad, et cetera, et cetera. So they're paying them out, and then on top of that, I always say the what's really keeping them around is they let those guys cheat. They're not going to leave them for cheating. Now, if her skinny friend has a dude, and if he cheats or if he looks like he's stepping out, she will convince that girl to cheat. But when those fat broads get their hands on one of these dudes, they don't. I'm talking about they'll cook and clean for him and everything. Like Cardi B's mentality is very well prevalent, right? Tell other girls how to live their life. Meanwhile, when she had Offset, and you're seeing it with Stephon Diggs, she'll let her man cheat. She'll do it. She don't care. But those are the main ones that are like pro women, and you got to leave your man if you don't do this. But behind closed doors, they cooking, cleaning, doing all types of stuff, and cherry on top, letting him cheat. Once they find out that part of the puzzle, then people will start to understand, oh, this is why you'll see certain dudes with certain women and stuff like that. He said it's literal hoflation.
Hey, let's play it by ear. Let's assume for the sake of conversation, because y'all see me go on the streams all the time. Let's say for the sake of conversation that I had a side chick with me. Let's assume that I had the side chick with me. This nigga broke man code, bro. This nigga broke man code. And let me be very clear. Nobody tells me how to deal with my chick.
So here he's gonna call his wife to prove that she's in with the program, and it's gonna be one of the weirdest phone calls you'll ever hear in your life.
Hello.
Hey, baby girl, what's up?
Nothing much. What's going on?
You chilling?
I am up. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Rita. How do you feel about Mika?
About Mika?
Yeah.
I love Mika.
What?
Yeah. That's my boo. Our birthdays is very close to each other too.
You love Mika?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Okay, I was just wondering.
Why? What's the problem?
You know it ain't no problem.
Oh. Okay.
All right, bye.
But
You know what this phone call reminds me of? Because that, first of all, me personally, I think he obviously coached her before he called her. But this phone call is kind of reminiscent of Dr. Umar Johnson. Yo, remember when Dr. Umar Johnson had that fake phone call? He was at he acted like he was talking to somebody on the phone. He said, nah, I got this. And his phone rang again in front of everybody. Let me see if I can find that video. That was hilarious.
That Papa Smurf shit ain't gonna get us nowhere. You feel me? Hold on. Yeah. Nah, I got this. Like Papa Smurf. That Papa Smurf shit ain't gonna get us nowhere. That Papa Smurf shit ain't gonna get us nowhere. You feel me? Hold on. Yeah. Nah, I got this.
That's kind of like, it's kind of reminiscent of that when I see this phone call. Now, obviously, he was talking to his wife, obviously. But this was pre-planned. This was clearly pre-planned. Ain't no woman, whether it be your wife or your girlfriend, if you mention any girl's name and talk about, what do you think about such and such, she's gonna be giving you the 80 the 21 questions. She gonna be giving you the business. Wait a minute, who's Mika? Even if she knew who Mika is, she's like, oh, why are you talking about Mika right now? What's this? He should have been given like a real response. Should have been giving him a 21 question deposition right there, right then and there. So this was clearly a pre-planned, type of phone call. So now this is what the Anton Daniels fans, this is the interaction that they use to prove that there's nothing going on between Anton and Mika. That was their proof. That's embarrassing, guys. Come on. Oh, man. So right here, Deirdrick Summoner says, Rita sounded so unbothered on that phone call, like Mika was doing her a favor if he was cheating. Let's say, for in fact, let's say if quote unquote Mika is quote unquote allowing him to cheat, that's only temporary, right? Say if everything you said is true, that's very temporary. And when I say, temporary, I'm meaning this, like that divorce. What do you think she's going to bring up in that divorce? And then especially say if Anton wants to take it another level, say if he wants to take it another level by like, okay, I'm going to leave my wife for this broad, or I'm going to leave my wife for another broad. You think this is not going to pop up? You think that's not going to blow back heavy on his face? Even if all parties are consenting to this, that's still going to blow up on his face. But at the end of the day, the Anton Daniels defenders, they were still all saying, nah, there's nothing going on. That's their argument. The Anton Daniels fans, they said there's nothing going on. Whoa, oh shit. Oh, I thought I clicked on the wrong thing. He said facts. Maybe. But like I said, these things here, that's a trap. And I hope, because like I said, if what you're saying is true, that means Anton is getting played by two broads. Women are never, no matter how high value or how much money you got, women are never quote unquote okay with the man cheating. They're just gonna use that. They're gonna keep that in the ammo. And then if Anton decides to take it to that next level and be like, okay, I'm gonna actually leave my wife, then she got that saved up in the chamber. Kill shot. Then they're gonna bring up the cheating. He said, Rita tired of Anton's petty ways. They've been together for over 20 years. It happens. I'll say this too. I saw a channel where they showed an old video of Anton's wife talking about Anton, and it was the video was a bit interesting because in that video she was kind of hinting at, you know, Anton being quote unquote abusive. You know how, you know, broads be doing stuff like that. So like I said, this will all backfire. A broad will allow you to cheat, but that's not trust me, it's not ideal. And if she's allowing you, she's keeping that as okay, I'm gonna use that against him later on. Trust me. Dude, we even saw with Destiny. Destiny literally allowed his girl to get railed, and she still, when the separation happened, she was still saying that, oh, he was abusive. So if she's willing to pull that, you think that a woman that's a quote unquote allowing her man to step off, you think she's not using that like, oh, I'm gonna just keep that in the back of I'm gonna use that later on. I'm gonna document this. And I'm gonna make it seem like I was in an abusive situation, and I was what's it? What do they say in a financially abusive situation where I couldn't leave the marriage. That's why it's if Anton really messing with this chick, that's stupid. That's gonna be used against him, and they're gonna, because that's what chicks. She's literally gonna use that and say, I was trapped in this marriage. I couldn't leave him for cheating or leave him for infidelity. He had all these girls around. I was in a financially abusive situation. I couldn't escape. That's the game. He said that Anton took her off ASAP. Facts. Yep. B. Watkins says every man is replaceable to a woman, no matter how powerful or handsome you are. If emperors had their women betray them, what makes anyone think they'll be loyal? Fact, like I said, even if she's quote unquote allowing him to step off, it's not he can just do whatever he wants. No, she's using that. She's holding that in the chamber. But it was interesting when I saw that video from this one lady. I forgot what her YouTube name is. It's more of a female-based platform, but she was bringing up that video to show that Anton might be like an abusive, partner. And I was like, this might be used to get this. I'm like, the wife might use that against him later on. So I took into account, I'm like, you know what? Maybe she does know about the cheating. Maybe she's cool with it. Because now she can use that as leverage for later on down the line. So I gotta keep that into account, which makes Anton even more stupid. He said, yeah, it backfired on Corey's show. Anton's been crashing out ever since. He says, as I commented before, just because a woman lets you cheat, have side pieces, doesn't mean she's okay with it. Exactly. It's just at the end of the day, certain men have leverage. And, certain women, there's a lot of women she can't, it's not that the woman is loyal to that man. It's just that she can't go anywhere. But as soon as that pathway opens up, as soon as there is a legal way to get out of, there's a legal way to get out of whatever nonsense that she's in, then she's gonna gather up all the evidence, all the screenshots, all the business reports, all your tax returns, all this stuff. You can be like, I thought you was okay with it. No, they're not. No, hey, let me tell you young men something. Look, I always say this, be honest with the ladies that you're with. I'm talking about up front. So once they leave, they can never say, oh, I didn't see this coming. A lot of these dudes, before they had the money, they promised monogamy to their girl. They got their money. They started getting bad bitches. They try to change the arrangement on the fly. And yes, she'll accept it. But trust me, she doesn't like it. She can't go nowhere. She's already planning her escape. She's already planning her way out. If that's how you rolling. Now, if you told her up front what the arrangement was going to be before you had the money, then once you roll in the way you're doing, she can't pull the abuse card later down on the line. She can't pull the financially abusive card later on down the line. But a lot of these dudes, they be lying. But I think in this case, I think because the way the Anton Daniels fans have been coming on the chat, not today. I'm talking about the previous couple of days. The way that they've been coming on the chat and the way they've been defending Mika and Anton, they don't think they're hunching. I'm telling you, when I'm looking at the chat, when I'm looking at the comments, they were like, no, Mika's a business partner. She would never do something like this. She would never betray Rita's trust. That's how they're coming in. Let me see. So Deadric Summoner says what makes it so bad is that he brags about cheating on his own platform. Lies or not, it's a horrible look to be married and talking about pulling baddies. Oh yeah, he on his platform, he'll talk about, oh, I have these beautiful women on my show. Now, I don't know if he's talked about specifically cheating on his wife openly on his platform. I don't know about that, but he does brag about having baddies on his show and stuff like that. So I'll have to look that up. That's very stupid. So yeah, Mika is finessing Anton. Oh, okay. So Infinite Mindset says, respectfully, if you saw that creepy Fleece Johnson interview, Anton is in the closet. Okay, I'll take your word for it, because I'm not gonna go that far. But if he got outed for being being gay, oh bro, Corey's gonna have a field day if that's true, bro. You know that, right? Corey's gonna have a field day if that's even remotely true. Like if a guy comes out and says, Anton is my boyfriend, like Jaden Smith did. Corey's gonna literally be like, Why do you think Shannon Sharp settled so quick with that broad? It's because she was gonna start divulging details about what Shannon and that white girl be doing when they together, when they're in their BDSM type relationship, and whatever details was gonna come out was gonna make Shannon Sharp look crazy. And I already know Shannon Sharp was like, nah, I'm not letting Corey Holcomb get that last laugh. People might think it's not a factor. I'm telling you. Because when Shannon Sharp settled, I was like, oh shit, that means the rumors might be true. Yikes. So Deadric Summoner says, I don't know about that Fleece Johnson stuff. That giggling is signs of someone who's never had someone hit on them before. Yikes. 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 But yeah, Mika is finessing Anton. And I'll say this, if his wife is in quote unquote agreement of what he's doing, he's getting finessed by two broads at the same time. Oh no, that was Pastor Jamal Bryant that said that the laminated. This dude flirting with Cam Newton, talking about he has nice, pretty legs. I'm like, are you? Oh my Lord. Anyway.
Let's say for the sake of conversation that I did have a chick that's with me, right? That I didn't want the world to know was with me. Who do that shit? Who does that?
But that was his only excuse. It's a violation of man code, bro. He steps back, looks at the camera, Thinks he's making a serious point. But those are the ones. Okay, so he said, why are so many black influencers GAY? Same with, celebrities / actors. Actors and celebrities, I understand it's Hollywood, but influencers, well, that's how B. Watkins, I don't know if you'll follow my lead on this, but that's how, when you talk about Kevin Samuels and these people, Kevin Samuels was brilliant because he played on the fact that people thought he was gay. So that's how he was able to rise in the algorithm. That was really smart of him. Now, I don't know if Kevin Samuels was gay or not. I used to think he was, but it's not something that I wasn't OD tripping over, no disrespect to him, God rest the dead. But Kevin Samuels was very smart in terms of leveraging the idea that he might be, and he was able to rise in the algorithm. So people of that ilk, they tend to rise in the algorithm, and these people are selected. Yeah, exactly. He I don't think KS was gay. A Zimp, yes, but gay, no. I think Kevin Samuels played on the fact that a lot of people thought he was gay, and a lot of people kind of considered him feminine, but he was able to use that to his advantage to rise in the algorithm, which I always say that was very smart of him. Very smart. He said man code has nothing to do with hiding affairs, at least if it's smoke. Yeah, but apparently that's what, you had this dude, Johnny Retro, but he was just Johnny Retro 84. He was just repeating what he heard here. That's why I showed this. So Kevin said he was raised around females, but he wasn't gay. But like I said, I don't even care. Like if he was or not, I don't even care. At this point, especially now, I just understand. I know what he did to. I know what he did to get up there in the algorithm. He was able to leverage the idea that people thought he was gay. So when it comes to, the influencers and all these stuff, like this is why certain influencers get a push. Some people, it takes a while. You got to be consistent to get your push. But if you're not, like I said, if you're not gay and you have a bit of a controversial viewpoint of things, it's going to take a little bit of a while for you to get up there in the algorithm. But it's the same thing with Shannon Sharpe. I don't care if Shannon if it got revealed that Shannon Sharpe is gay, I would still be a fan of his. Believe it or not. There's a lot of, I'll say this, there's a lot of musicians, particularly when you talk about these gospel musicians that have made great music, but I am very suspect of them. I'm very suspect of them, but it doesn't take away from the fact that they make great music. And I'll say this, the reason why I haven't been really too vocal in terms of being against what Kevin Samuels was pushing out there. Number one, he was trying to get he was trying to get black couples back together. He was trying to get the black family together. That was his goal, but I think he was just wasting his I just think he was wasting his time with that. And then number two, seeing when Kevin Samuels passed, seeing how particularly a lot of black women were celebrating his passing, that was very telling to me. So this is where you for about a year and a half, I didn't say a negative word about Kevin Samuels, right? Let me see this. He said Anton's making videos and pretending like he doesn't see Kraig's message. Oh yeah, so this is where we're gonna we'll switch right into this right now. So Kraig has something to say. Shout out to Kraig Facts. He has something to say. He was on, and he challenged Anton to a debate, because at the end of the day, Anton did call out Kraig out of his name. He did call him out of his name, try to call him a yes man. That he's basically just a crony for the 5150. So he has a right. So he has a right to speak out. So all these people that are gonna be like, well, who are you? Well, you called him out. Yeah. He said B. Watkins says, to be fair, you can be masculine but sort of effeminate, looks wise at least. I was talking about this with one of my with like which it was this one woman I was talking to her about this, where basically all the it's really interesting. I forgot who I was talking to about this. It was this one woman I was talking to. We were talking about how basically, particularly in the 80s and the 90s, the more androgynous looking men, they were actually more masculine than the more masculine looking men. Basically, the masculine, the actors or the musicians that presented as the very masculine on camera, they were like the most gay. Right? They were like actors that you could bring up that you had no idea they were like super gay. You would have never thought. I'm talking about you would have never thought. Uncle Phil, right? James Avery, the person that plays in George Jefferson, and he kind of came out the closet like later on in life. And there was this one black dude, I forgot his name. He was like a very like masculine presenting man, and then in the background he was like very gay. But then we were talking about like how Prince and like Boy George and all these not Boy George, somebody else, like one like these, but Prince, we were using Prince as an example, and those guys were actually like very, I'm not saying anti-gay, but they were like very masculine. Like they were actually very masculine. They just didn't get the credit for it. Yeah, David Bowie. So yeah, the guy that plays Uncle Phil, was his, no, James Evans. No, that's, yeah, I think you're talking about somebody. Let me see. Who's James Evans? Is that the guy? Oh no, James Evans. Yeah, James Evans Sr. was actually, he was the more masculine. Like he was the real masculine like type of dude. Like James Evans from he was actually like masculine, like on camera and off camera. He was the only one. Everybody else was suspect, believe it or not. But yeah, Sherman Hemsley, he was supposed to be the, because I'm the man, right? He was that guy, but he was very gay, like extremely gay from the reports. And then he came out the closet like later on. So I forgot who was I talking to about this? I'm trying to. It had to be a musician or somebody. It had to be a musician I was talking to, but it was specifically I was talking to a woman about this, and she brought up this one particular actor. And I was like, oh nah, you right. There's this one male actor that used to play in the 80s and 90s. Sorry, and he ended up like dying of AIDS or something. This one black dude he used to play like a sheriff on this TV show. He was a very like masculine presenting man. You would have never thought he was cross-dressing in his free time. I'm blanking on his, I keep blanking on his name, but she brought him up and I remember hearing his story. I was like, damn, and it wasn't just him. It was a lot of people in Hollywood like that, but particularly like a lot of these male, I think that's his name. Is that Reginald Vale Johnson? Is that his name? Because I brought him up on this platform before. Vale Johnson, is that his name? No, not him. Even though yes, him too. That's not who I'm talking about though. Not him. Even though yes, he is fruity. Like yeah, he's gay too. But I'm talking about this one. He's a dude from The Heat of the Night. The movie The Heat of the Night. Heat of the Night. Yes, I think. Hold on. Yep, you're right. Exactly. It's that guy. Heat of the Night cast. You did, yeah. Howard Rollins. Howard Rollins. I don't know if you guys. I remember I brought him up on the show one time. But yeah, Howard Rollins, like he had like a real crash out. Like he had a real crash out when it came to his sexuality. Like he was like you would have never thought. You would have never thought. Yep, Howard Rollins. But yeah, Carl from Family Matters, yes, he's gay too. He's gay too. Right? But you were able to see it later on in life. But yeah, Howard Rollins, his story is crazy. Like his was like basically he was so gay to the point where um like towards the end of his life he suffered like something he suffered from so he had like some kind of a mental breakdown where he was convincing himself that he was really a woman trapped in a man's body. Like he had like his serious crash out and he was like he would basically tell himself I am a woman, right? And then he ended up catching HIV, then died of AIDS. Yeah, so his story was crazy because you like if you look at Howard Rollins, you would have never thought. You would have never thought in let me see. When you saw this guy on TV in the heat of the night, you would have never thought. You would have never thought this guy was on that type of time. When you saw him in the heat of the night, you would have never thought. When you saw this guy here, no. So a lot of people are always shocked when when people bring him up. Yeah, Vingo Rames. Yeah, Ving Rames. I was about to bring him up. Ving Rames is another person. Yo, LS, you read my mind. I was about to bring up Ving Rames because as I don't know if people might not notice, but the older you get in life, it's kind of harder to hide who you are, right? So Ving Rames is another one. I don't know if you saw the Mission Impossible, the latest one, the one that recently came out in around what's it, 2018 or 2019. And if you saw Ving Rhames' his character, if you saw how he was playing outside of the obvious, but that movie right there, he couldn't hide it. He just can't hide it no more. Right? That's what happens when you start getting older, particularly these men that are in the closet and they are practicing in the closet. He said, "How did we get here? Let's get." He said, "Let's get to the slander, please." Well, technically, Anton Daniels could be a part of this because there's I forgot who said it, but Infinite Mindset, he believes that he's in the closet, and I was just saying that if Anton Daniels is in the closet or if he gets exposed for being rainbow, Corey's gonna have a field day with that. Like you see this nigga go, like, but I'll say this: when it comes to Corey Holcomb, the people that, like I said, the men that really get mad at Corey Holcomb are the ones that are suspect. The men that particularly the men that get mad at Corey Holcomb or are that have like a serious beef with him are people that are suspect or have done suspect things for money, right? Yep, Ving Rhames. Yeah, other people are saying it too. Yeah, Ving Rhames. Yeah, Ving Rhames. He can't hide it no more. Yeah, people bring up the scene in Pulp Fiction when he got taken advantage of, right? But Ving Rhames, he's just one of those people. Like when I saw that Mission Impossible movie, I was like, yo, I was scratching my head. I was like, certain things you can't hide. Particularly when you get, I'm telling you, when particularly when them download dudes, they get older, Oh, Garrett Grant, shout out to you, man. let me offer you an apology too because of your Eagles, and I just saw the way I saw these sports commentators, you know, crying because Josh Allen lost. And they show like no sympathy for Jalen Hurts. Let me offer you an apology just off that, because I didn't like the way that was. Mind you, I'm one of these people that I people might disagree with me, but I think they do judge Jalen Hurts or Lamar Jackson and company. I do think they judge them fairly. I just think they coddle the rest of them, right? So I just think, guys like Josh Allen, I think they're coddled. They're super coddled. Who else is another one? Trevor Lawrence, coddled, right? So it's not that I think that Lamar or Jalen Hurts are, these people are treated unfairly. I just think they're actually being judged objectively because people don't have an emotional attachment to them. But when it comes to people like Trevor Lawrence, Josh Allen, et cetera, particularly when it comes to Josh Allen, I think these guys are coddled too much. Too much coddling. The way people were feeling bad about him, you would have thought that he threw for 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. This dude had 4 turnovers. I'm like, yo, are you kidding me? He's up on the podium crying. People trying to cry with him. I'm like, what in the hell? But anyways, they said Dave left the industry because he refused the dress. Well, I'll say this about Dave Chappelle. He has worn a dress before. He just doesn't talk about it. There's a old clip that somebody found of him, and I thought it was AI, but he's worn it before. But he was a kid. It was basically he was really young at that time. But Dave Chappelle, I would say, is only really Cat Williams. Is really only Cat Williams. When Dave Chappelle got leverage later on in his career, that's when he said no to the dress, right? When he got leverage later on. But Dave, he's worn a dress before. It's just not put out there because and plus he was a young kid at that time when he did it. You could tell, like when you saw him in with the lipstick and the fake eyelashes, whatever, and all that, you could tell he was like in his early 20s when he did that. He said, "Okay, you're teaching me." So I'm like I said, I'm not making this up. I can look it up for you. I could, maybe I shouldn't put this stuff in my algorithm. So let me try something. Let me try something. Dave Chappelle skit in a dress. It's like an early skit he did, like real early in his career. Like he in like women's clothing. Let me see. Yeah, he was on Howard Stern. Yes, right here. Because somebody found this. Yeah. Right here.
And a couple of people have spoken out. Marlon Wayans spoke out, talking about how he was in White Chicks and they decided to do that themselves. It wasn't no agenda. He needs to chill. A few people at this point now have spoken and responded to the whole Cat Williams thing. Okay, including Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle got on the stage, said that Cat is, why is he always talking about black people? Why ain't he try to bring down anybody else? Why ain't talking about they were trying to make? You have that in one of the slides here. Because, lo and behold, Dave Chappelle actually did wear a dress in an old skit from 1993. So we'll go through here. So I don't know who this gentleman is over here. And he's playing Robin from the Howard Stern show. He's playing Robin from the Howard Stern show, and I don't know who this gentleman is over here, but he's obviously Howard Stern. No one racist, but hey. So let me ask you guys a question. What you call this? What you call this? Gang, what is this? You know, he doesn't have the wig on. Okay, he didn't go full drag.
Yeah, so I said that too. So he didn't put the wig on, but he has the women attire on. He has the earrings. He has the fake, he has the makeup on to show that he's playing a woman.
Got a push-up bra over here. What's nice to me, gang? What's that, lipstick? What? What?
So whoever this YouTuber is, he's having too much fun with this. But yeah, he's worn a dress before, so But like I said, a lot of people don't even know that. Let's go back to Kraig Facts right here.
Situation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 5150 all day, man. But and I want to clarify a few things also, man. I drove up there not to fight the dude. I drove up there because I heard on the live that he had a security guard with him, and that just was as a homie. That struck a chord with me. Like, hold on, this brother is bringing security. He brought security. No, he has security, so he planned on doing something.
Planned on it.
He planned on it. So that's Corey, my guy. I mean, just like you, my guy. So if I feel like it's an unfair fate about to happen, I'm gonna show up to make sure it goes down right. Right, and just have
Bilal Solomon. Or what's it? No, Bilal Salam went on Tasha K, got spicy on a few guys on DL Brothers. I'll probably have to watch that a little bit later on.
Just having somebody there to have a balance, a counterbalance to somebody with a security guard. You know what I mean? They keep saying Corey had people there, but I'm thinking he had his crew, his normal crew of people who are running the live stream there. And so it wasn't like Corey had a mob with him. Because do you think any of this would have happened if Corey had the mob with him? Probably not.
And Mandis Parker, you need to consider yourself corrected on that, good brother.
He said Mandis Parker. He was calling him Mandis Owens earlier, like Candace Owens.
That's a bit of a clever nickname.
You know what I'm saying? But look, man, let's go, man. Let's do what we do. Keep Corey out of it. I'll take the fade.
Right.
You want to go back and forth and banter? I'll take the fade. 5150 ain't going nowhere.
Let him know.
We ain't going nowhere. You think you gonna come on and walk the fan base back to your? You got me. Let me come on your show. I'll argue with you and all them bitches you be having on them lives. I don't give a fuck. I love Detroit just like I love California, nigga. But I'm a Cali nigga, but my blood is Detroit all day too, man. I'm from both motherfucking places, nigga.
Now, did Anton know that Kraig actually has connections and family in Detroit? This is
I don't think he knew. But Kraig is kind of connected on the streets too. And I said that earlier. Corey Holcomb, he sometimes, Corey Holcomb, he does TMI. But I remember one day he was praising Kraig in his his street credibility. And I was like, dude, TMI. This was like, I think in this had to be like in 2021 or 2020. He was talking about Kraig. No. This was like, this was post 2021. This was post 2021. He said this because people were talking about him. He's gonna fall out with him like him. He fell out with Zoe or whatever.
Got people in Detroit. Okay,
you better recognize what it was and go choke on a coney dog, you whole ass nigga.
When you go to Detroit, man, drop me off at Ypsilanti, man, so I can say what else about people, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he got family there too.
Where he got you from all? Todd got professional boxers in his family, nigga. Do you know how humiliating it is to catch a fade with a nigga that really know boxing? That's how. Let
me see something real quick. Let me read this chat. Garrett says Anton doesn't want the smoke from Kraig. Oh yeah, let me he said there's no excuse from everybody else though. Yeah, I'll say this in 2020. I'll say this in 2026. If you are a black man and you wearing a dress, there's no excuses. There's no excuses. At least, during that time when he did it, like a lot, there wasn't a whole lot of black dudes with clout in the industry where you could say no to certain things. So, but still, Yeah, no excuses. He said, "Thanks, Chris. It was honestly a miracle how far the Eagles went with these offers." Yeah. Because and low key, I do kind of blame Jalen Hurts for it, but it's mostly the OC's fault. Whoever that OC they hired, Kevin Patullo. I don't know how with these weapons that you got, they made the offense look like the Jets. Like with that kind of talent, it's impossible. But that's mostly on the OC. They need to hire what's his name, Mike? What's the dude from the Dolphins, Mike McDaniels? That's what they need to do. And yes, Anton, he don't want the smoke from Kraig. He, in terms of intellectually, physically, all of that.
That's whole family. Don't make us call James Tony to pop up on your ass. James. Oh, you know James Tony was family? That nigga ran back to Michigan like, we ain't got family in Michigan. You crazy as a motherfucker, nigga. You ain't safe, nigga.
And see, that's the thing people don't realize about Los Angeles is that everybody from Los Angeles, black, has family all over the country and mostly in the South. But in this particular case, he got people in Detroit. I heard somebody from Detroit this last week say that LA and Detroit have a special connection, you know, that there's very close ties between the two. When you go out there representing Detroit, you have to know, you have to.
Well, there's a lot of people also in LA that came from the South. First of all, in LA, there's all people from all different parts of the country, but particularly from, you'll have people that came from certain metropolitan areas, and then they ended up making the, you know, I took the walk to Poland. They took that walk to LA, right? A lot of them took that trip to LA for opportunity. You had a lot of, particularly there's a lot of black people that, you know, they had to leave from Chicago, they didn't go to LA, or they went from down south to LA. And there's still a lot of people with, you know, roots everywhere, but then they live in LA. So there's a lot. Yeah, when you go to LA, you gotta relax sometimes. It's just that's one of those places. That's one place. If you are a troller, you need to relax when you go to LA. You just need to relax. But I found it amusing when Anton was talking about, I'm a calculating player. I'm a chess player. But if you are a thinker, you need to think about everything, including possible X factors, possible, you know, you got the controlled variable, you got the uncontrolled variable, the constant variable. There was what they call it, the constant variable. These are things, you know, somebody with an actual scientific mind should be able to take into account. But just the facts, the allegations that Anton was putting on these people, on Kraig Facts, on Darlene, etc. His synopsis of the people that were in the studio. Yeah, he thought he could just go to another, you know, black man's platform, somebody that he disagreed with, accuse him of being a liberal, and try to trigger him, leave, and think he'll just be able to move on with his life. Doesn't work that way, buddy.
Know that people that are in Los Angeles actually have connections.
Fuck you thought, nigga. I'll be on Puritan in 2 days. You won't pop up on Puritan? You won't bring your ass to the west side? Don't make.
By the way, Kraig, he is joking, but he is being serious at the same time. that's his gift right there. Anyways, let me rewind it just a little bit, because Kraig ends up revealing some information about what Anton did the night that he escaped 5150, the night that he escaped the Coin Academy.
You won't bring your ass to the west side? Don't make me call Charlie. That nigga really hopped on that plane and got up out of here. Like, I didn't know what hotel he was staying. I knew what hotel you was staying. I knew you called and changed your flight arrangements to leave that night.
Whoa.
You did, nigga.
Hold on. That's a new piece of information. Now, I haven't heard Anton say that he, in fact, cut his trip short after the things on the 5150 show happened. So is that the case? Kraig seems to think so. But this is what I tell you about Los Angeles. Like, people can have a drop on you that you can't even figure out how they got that information or how they got to that place. And that's what I'm saying. Like, thank God it's Kraig, because Kraig seems to have a level head and isn't really thinking about anything nefarious. But so I'm saying, people talk. There's a network there. You think shit is sweet, and it's not sweet. A lot of times. I'm just saying. He knew the hotel you were in. He knew that you booked and you flew out.
This guy here says, who that Jay Wallace 6158 says Corey should have never had Anton on without Kraig being there. I agree. But that shows you Corey invited Anton on, or how about this? Corey allowed Anton on his platform in good faith. In good faith. Anton had other plans, right? Corey thought that he could have a good faith, debate or good faith clash of ideas with Anton because he saw another black man with a different type of opinion. He thought things could be settled, right? Things could be civilly. So he thought, okay, let me not feel like I'm ganging up on him by having Kraig on, because Kraig could have easily been on there. He probably, Corey probably told Kraig, hey, maybe I'll be all right. I'll be all right. He probably told Kraig, hey, you might as well do your show. I'll be all right. He probably told Kraig that, but Corey came in good faith. He said this because the NFL is scripted. Look, hey, when I saw that thing, what they did with Stephon Diggs, oh yeah, we're gonna push the trial after this specific date. And I'm like, what? After what? So basically he gets to play in the whole playoffs and then go. I'm like, oh, this is some bull. I said, oh, they basically already have the Patriots in the AFC Championship at least. Because I'm like, they don't do that for ninjas that get in trouble. Particularly when they're talking about potential DV, when they're talking about DV potentially being involved. They don't let ninjas get away with that. But since he's helping the Patriots, all of a sudden, you remember when I showed you the videos of the Boston media where they're like, well, guys, we got to make sure we can't jump to conclusions and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? I'm like, I ain't never heard these people act like this before. Oh, man. He said that's why Anton left right after the show. Yep. So Kraig is revealing some information where he's saying that Anton took an early flight out of LA. And now if Kraig, I don't know how Kraig could even get information like that, but you'll be surprised. Like, you got these people working at the desk. Dude, like, people think you're going to these high class establishments, these hotels. It's hood niggas working behind these desks. Hood niggas handling the cash. You think you go into a high end movie theater and it's street ninjas behind making your food, making your McDonald's, making your whatever you at a whatever high end restaurant, and it's immigrants back there. There's some people that do have reach. It's not out of, and then on top of that, Anton made a stream literally right after the situation. So for Kraig, it's not far-fetched for Kraig to get some information like that. He said somebody tried to show out in front of his side piece, Mika. I that's what I believe. Low key, she's an X factor in this too, right? I do really believe that he came in on some different type of energy, especially Mika being there, his young muse. I don't know how old Mika is, right? She's probably like in her mid 30s. But yeah, that's his muse right there. Yeah, exactly. Corey just wanted to ask. So right here, let me read from Wallace. He says Corey just wanted to ask Anton questions, and Anton had a different agenda. He wanted to go viral and go off script than what they discussed over the phone. Because mostly Corey was asking him questions in the beginning. He was just like, what do you think about this? And what do you think about that? And then as soon as Corey was trying to calmly explain like his point of view, Anton started cutting him off and then started saying even more outrageous stuff. right? But I like how, like, the outsiders were trying to, how they were trying to square the conversation. Oh, I saw like something from even Myron Gaines where he was saying like, this is what happens when you debate liberals. You see, Anton Daniels, he was debating Corey Holcomb with the left leaning mindset, and I'm like, yeah, you guys don't understand. Just because somebody has problems with the right or particular political fashion does not mean they're political. They just don't like politics, right? But this whole thing, this is why I don't like this whole thing where you got, particularly the debate me bros, all these people, right? There's been a lot of people that thought my platform was left leaning, just because I'm going after their favorite conservative. It's a very lazy way of thinking. But anybody that knew about Corey Holcomb or of people of his fan base, look, we don't fuck, especially me. I don't, when it comes to politics, I don't fuck with politics at all. I think even just talking about it is a waste of time. But when when you're trying to, talk to people, they already have this thing about you. They already have their agenda. And I'll say this, Corey had his way of thinking about Anton as well. But this is what I've been coming. This is what I'll say. This is what I've been coming up against. Because these conservatives, they'll come on your platform, try to accuse you of this, try to accuse you of that, blah blah blah. But most of the conservatives do not have close to the near. They don't have what did Louis Farrakhan say? The testicular fortitude. They don't got nowhere near the testicular fortitude that I got. It's not a whole lot of conservatives that can say the stuff that I've said on this platform. That's just the fact that I've said single moms are part of the problem. They wouldn't. Most conservatives, they're not even brave enough to say anything like that. Nothing. Please. They're not even willing to say that. They just want a virtue signal. Now, liberals obviously are the ultimate virtue signalers, but the conservatives, they don't realize they virtue signal. The New England Cheatriots. Yeah, I don't have. People be always like, I think Dallas Cowboys, they get a lot of unnecessary hate. But it's really the Patriots. I really have a problem with that team, dog. I don't know how a team can get caught cheating umpteenth amount of times and people still call them and they just get away. They just get away with it, and people just let it go. And then these will be like the same, like the Boston Red Sox fans, the New England Patriots fans. They'll be the same people talk about Barry Bonds shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. But like, I'm talking about, you got coaches, players, teammates on your organization that have been caught literally red-handed cheating, and we're just supposed to just ignore that. Not on my watch, man. Not on my watch. Jay Wallace says Corey should have had RZA or Kraig there. Shit, even Zoe. Yeah, Zoe could have been useful. But Anton would have not. He would have. He's not going to accept a debate with Zoe Williams. He's not doing that. He's going after the people that has a real, like, a following, or what he considers a following. He's not gonna debate RZA. That's not what he's not gonna do that. And he's definitely, I don't even think he's gonna debate Kraig. And that would be very telling if he doesn't debate Kraig. That'd be very telling to me. Yeah. Said Mika is a singer. Oh yeah, I've seen that. That's the bitch is, dude. Like I put on the so like when I showed the Instagram, I've seen that. I'd even acknowledge it. I saw those videos of her, you know, with the microphone and all that. I've acknowledged. I don't acknowledge that. We all know why she did. Oh, I'm a singer. Yeah, but yeah. Nah. Yeah, nah, man. Because I saw those, like when I showed Mika's Instagram profile pics, I seen her with the, you know, with the microphone and all that. And you know, my single's out. Let me out. Hey, it's a lot of, I know like whores that are actually talented. Like, yeah, they're whores, but they're actually like, they actually have talent. They can play an instrument, they can actually sing. And it's hard for them to get to where they for them to get to where they need to be. So when you see somebody like Amika gaining traction, she just knows how to put herself or sleep with the right type of men to get to where she needs to be. You know, quote unquote collaborate. She knows what men to quote unquote collaborate with. So I don't even acknowledge her singing career. I don't even acknowledge it. Anyways,
immediately. I wish you had talked to me, or I wish you had talked to somebody who has experience with Los Angeles to just see how it works before making these moves. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man.
Was that extra 2 days?
He was supposed to be here a week. He got up out of here that same night.
Wow.
Pussy boy ass nigga, man. I can't stand when niggas always try to make it seem like you're trying to like be like I ain't no gangster. I'm not no gang member. I ain't no tough guy. I read a comment somebody said the other day about me trying to be I ain't no tough guy. I'm not. I ain't no tough guy. I'm just a man. I'm a blue collar nigga. I work construction. I drove trucks, nigga. I'm a blue collar nigga that just likes intelligent conversations, that reads and loves science. I ain't trying to be nothing that I ain't, my nigga.
He was supposed to be here a week. He was supposed to go to the Laker game and left the tickets at will call.
Oh, man. He sold them tickets to a scalper and got the fuck out of Dodge. He didn't even take the money from the scalper. That nigga rolled down the car window, balled him up, and threw it out the scalper. Like, hey, them is yours, nigga. I got to get the fuck up out of here.
He was on stage.
Outside and catch the fade. Now I got to go home. Now I got to go to the airport and catch the plane. How come you caught the plane but didn't catch the fade, you whole ass nigga? You doing all that catching. You should have stayed here and caught the fade, not caught a plane, nigga. I know you ain't who you say you are. You trolling.
He changed his boarding group. You supposed to be boarding group 4. And
that nigga was boarding group D, nigga. He was A when he got there. That nigga paid for that upgrade. I got to get on the plane. That nigga left his luggage in the hotel room. I got to get on the plane.
Wow.
Anyways, man. Low key, this is true. He said he's just a self-absorbed sociopath. Only way to defeat him is to ignore him. And I went on the lady's channel and she pointed that out. But just the fact he went on other people's platform just to talk crazy about him, to talk crazy about Corey, says a lot to me. You know, now it just confirmed we're basically, oh, this dude only came up there to troll. Now it's just all confirmed. But I forgot what that lady's name is. Yeah, something's mentally wrong with that ninja. But people have already put it out there that, you know, Anton, he got in trouble with, for doing fraud. He had to sign off a couple of loans on his wife's name. So he has a very sketchy / fraudulent, type of past. I'm thinking about, he said she got a song called Pristine. Let me look at her Instagram one more time, because I remember I did see those. Let me see this real quick, because she does say it on her Instagram, music artist and writer, Pristine Tell Me. But we already know what she there for. So give me a second. I'm going to listen to her song a little bit, Let me see what I'm dealing with. Yeah. No comments. No comment. No comment. Nah, that, you know, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. Oh shoot. Let me minimize that. Okay. He said, or he will expose himself doing the Charleston White gimmick. Just wait on it. Yeah, he's it's basically, that was the word I was looking for. He's gonna unfortunately, him running his mouth, he's gonna end up defeating his own self. So he's the type. He's too much like he's too much of a narcissist to realize, you know, what he just stepped into.
Wow.
Get your whole ass the fuck out of town, nigga.
I haven't heard Anton mention that one time in any of these response videos that he got up out of there. I knew Anton. Hey man, like I said, like people get it wrong on this page. I mess with Anton. Anton's cool, but he in his WWE promos for this post-fight thing, like he never mentions that he got up out of there a whole 3-4 days early. He never mentioned that he booked a flight for the next morning. Now, he talks about being in the hotel the day after, but he got up out of there the day after the interview. That's crazy.
Save that conservative Republican shit for somebody who ain't a dummy, nigga. If you black, you vote for the party that who matches your personal needs. Don't let no nigga walk you into a political affiliation because he getting paid off by them people under the table.
Well, hey, I don't know if that's the case, but that's true, man. You basically, it's quid pro quo. You are supposed to save your vote for who is doing the most for you, whatever that may be. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, recently, a lot of these, you know, they found out that a lot of even these Twitter profiles, they're just paid bots. A lot of the MAGA accounts or a lot of the Republican accounts, they were just paid bots on Twitter. Especially when you look at the, you know, the location, when that location feature got leaked, and they found out all these dudes was from India, Nigeria. I was like, yo, what is this? And yeah, then you have, then you got the small hats giving people, certain YouTube creators, stipends. And all this nonsense was getting leaked. I'll say this, the Republicans, they're taking a lot of public L's. Even recently with, you know, with the what's it, the Big Jeff case. Big Jeff, I don't want to say his name on this channel. The Jeff case. The one that they said, you know, committed self-deletion, even though everybody knows that didn't happen. But it's interesting now because now you got then you got those people on the Republican side. I even heard, you know, Fuentes saying something crazy about, well, the victims weren't that young and all this nonsense. I'm like, oh man, this is crazy. Like the normies are gonna look at that and they're gonna be like, nope. So the Republicans are losing a lot of ground just off of that case alone.
And I think that's where people get it twisted when they see people online who have differing opinions about what they should do politically. We should not be in the bag for just Democrats, but we should not be just in the bag for Republicans. We've got to, and so they got
greater good
on some whole other thing. And so they got to figure that out as a party.
Next one out.
Go ahead.
No, he said he got the next one out. His money's no object. I need to be on the next one out.
No, first he went and bought a bulletproof vest, then he went to the airport. Hell yeah. Come on, man. You can't trust none of these political lobbyist niggas, man, who be acting like they got your greater good, but they don't have your greater good in mind. They really just trying to get that money. Ain't nothing wrong with hustling, man, but stop throwing God and righteousness and politics in the mix like you just this righteous motherfucker, bro. You look at
facts. I wish I could. That's the statement of the episode right here. Let me rewind that real quick. I can really give an amen to that.
Man, but stop throwing God and righteousness and politics in the mix like you just this righteous motherfucker, bro. You're looking for
Yeah.
a shortcut to get people to trust you so you can manipulate them to get what you want out of them. That's why you say Christian and Republican all the time. That's why anybody that doesn't agree with you, you try to put that blanket over them like they have a Democratic talking points. I don't have any Democratic talking points. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, bro.
He said he Christian. What church he go to? He ain't trying to have a battle of choirs. He don't want to see victory.
Shout out to this comment right here. Into Deep says, what I think is crazy is that they wanted the E-files when Joe was in office, and now they don't want the smoke. It's like, that's weird. Like, I really hope it's like a bigger play where I really hope but now they're talking, redacted files, or we don't want to give out the files. Okay, here's a portion of the files, but with the redacted. And what I'm like, what? But that's how I'm like, oh, so they don't really want to show who's in the files. And that's how you know there's not a whole lot of niggas in it too. Just to let y'all know. That means when you see stuff like that, that means there ain't no niggas in that file, really. Not really. Not the ones that matter. Probably one or two, probably about 3 of them in them. And then that's it. Because that's just wild to me. Basically, they were gung-ho about it. They made a whole show about this. Now nobody cares no more. That's crazy. And shout out to Fuentes is cooked. So let me see if I can find it. Can I find that video? Defends. Can I don't, because I obviously I didn't save it. I didn't save it. I don't think. But he was trying to say that, Big Jeff wasn't really a pedophile. And I'm like, if that's the case, why in the hell is R. Kelly in prison right now? This is crazy. This is why, like, I'm sitting there like, people got mad at people for saying free R. Kelly and all this nonsense. I'm like, I'm like, so Fuentes get to say that? But people are trying to get shamed into like not listening to R. Kelly's music anymore. I'm like, if we going off that logic. I was like, are you kidding me? But I'll say this: I have my own personal opinion on the on what Fuentes said about Big Jeff. But the way he framed it was wild work. The way Fuentes framed it, I don't know if I can find the actual video when he was talking to, because I just want to make sure I'm not putting words in his mouth. But I'll say that. Oh yeah, and then I remember Megan Kelly said what she said about Jeff. She was like, "Well, technically 14 isn't too. That's not a completely." I was just like, "Oh shit." I heard that. I was like, "Oh Lord." This is not a good look. Man, I'm like, so weren't these the same people that got mad at me for talking about how you got these high school girls be messing with grown men? They had no business. People stalking my page, all of this. But when it's like actual victim, when it really comes down to it, we see who the real. What they call it, predator defenders. People are they're only outraged. They're only outraged when it benefits them. So if it was only Sleepy Joe in the files, Sleepy Joe and the saxophone player, right? If it was only Sleepy Joe and the saxophone player, then a bunch of celebs or left-leaning celebs, they would be basically going all out of their way to quote unquote give the victims justice. But since they found out that there's a lot of people on the right on that list, people in power that are on the right that are on that list, now the victims don't matter anymore. This is we live in a sick society, bro. Who are the people talk about predator apologists? But it seems like people are only selectively outraged about pedophilia only when it benefits them. Right? They'll talk about, oh, like if my daughter or if a girl I knew, a young girl I knew, something happened to him, I'm gonna take out my shotgun and do this and blah blah blah. But when it's a boy victim, crickets. Or if a boy gets taken advantage of by an older female teacher, crickets. All that shotgun and I'm gonna pull up a gun talk, it basically disappears. When it comes to this matter, I don't like, even when it comes to this matter, I'm not even giving the liberals credit. I'm not even going to give the liberals credit for this one, because why do I have technically they do the same thing on the side when it comes to the Transformers. I feel like the liberals would be doing the same thing if it was all types of people in their list. It seems like when it's your favorite celebrity, then it's not that much of a big deal. Oh, there's a difference between pedophilia and euphilia. There's another term for it, which I don't even know. I don't even know about that. I just learned about that. I think a comedian had made a joke like that, or something crazy like that, and they didn't like him saying that joke. Oh man. Yeah, fake outrage. How about, remember, Chris Rock was talking about what selective outrage. These people, they don't really care about pedophilia. They don't care about, and I'm talking about liberals and conservatives now, mind you. They don't care about pedophilia. They just use it as a blanket statement to shit on somebody if they don't agree with them, or if it serves they only call out the pedophilia only if it serves their agenda. They don't really care about it. They don't really care about immigration or illegal immigration, they don't care about that. Everything is all political. And then people can't fathom why people like Corey Holcomb is like, yeah, I think voting is for suckers. they just can't fathom when you have people that just don't even vote. They're just like, what's the point? What's the point? But particularly the Republicans, they literally ran off of this issue, and now the way they're copping pleas is crazy. And off of all issues, they copping pleas on this issue. That's wild work. But I had a feeling though. I had a feeling in terms of, I don't think they're really gonna really release the list, because I don't think the public is really ready for that list. Because when they see the list of the people on there, it's gonna be all their favorite. It's gonna be all their favorite musicians, all their favorite athletes, all their favorite whatever politicians, whatever. That's it. It's gonna be their it's gonna be people that they know on that list. So I don't even think the public is ready for that list. They ask for it, but they don't want it. You know, his name is Danny Williams. The saxophone player has a black son. I can't say his name. I did not have sexual relations. I can't say his name on here. Shut down my whole stream. Like that family right there, those are some gangsters right there. So I don't even try to mention their name on this platform. In Too Deep says, my question is, how is it that someone who has felonies are able to run for the highest office in the land, but if you have misdemeanors, you can't even get the ballot as an alderman? There's certain, like I said, if you look at Orange Man's connections. He has a lot of connections that would be considered. Look, people. I've already said this on this channel. He's a gangster, bro. Orange Man is a gangster. He's got gangster ties. Mafia, mob stuff. That stuff ain't going. It never went anywhere, right? Certain people can get away with certain things because of their family ties. Okay, that's how it works. But when it comes to Orange Man, I don't consider him evil. I don't consider him good. I'm very neutral on him because I don't even when he won the 2016 election, I looked at it as it looks like to me, it looks like he made a bet and he won. Because people forget, Orange Man and the saxophone player and his wife, they used to be friends. I think they still are friends. But they used to have all types of pictures together. And Orange Man is cool with all those people, right? That's why I think he just won. He did a bet and then he won. And then he just wanted to see if he could win presidency. That was my initial opinion of him. But other than that, I have no, it is what it is. Yeah. He said, yeah, it was more rhetorical, but his uncle worked for the CIA, so we already know what's up. Exactly. Pyro says the public is not ready at all for that list. We know people they love and respect going to be on that list. He's going to be pastors on that list. It's going to be nah, this if the list actually the actual list got leaked for real, people they're going to say it's AI. I'm talking about the real unedited list. They're gonna say they're not even gonna believe who's on the list. They're gonna be like, nah, that's a fake list. What if remember when they had the allegedly the list come out allegedly? What if that was the real list and people just don't want to accept it? So it's a waste of time. It's low-key a waste of time even talking about that list. They just use that list to get votes. Let me look at my bookmarks. Let me see if I saved the thing. No, I didn't. But anyway.
That's
gospel battle.
What church do he go to? That feral pig church. That's where all the feral pigs go to get healed, and they go in wild and come out better pigs. Feral pig Baptist church. You get your middle class pig looking ass the fuck up out of it.
Shout out to Pyro with the $10 super chat. Do I have my sound bite? Yeah.
Donations. Gifts. More gifts.
Yikes. Anywho, Pyro with the $10 super chat. He says that's what I see him as too. He's just another president serving out their years, nothing more, nothing less. I do agree and disagree with what he does, and that's about it. I just wish people didn't take politics I remember back in the day, you would be able to, you'd have a friend that's like a Bush supporter. Sorry, Bush League. Let me use another term, Bush League supporter, right? What college did he go? Didn't he go to Yale, right? The Yale graduate, right? So when he was running things, you'll have friends who's fans of the Yale graduate, and you'll have somebody that's a fan of Mr. Gory, right? And people would have their little conversations about it, but you would be able to just move on and just play basketball and just the politics never used to be that serious. I think the downfall of the civility when it came to talking about politics, it all started with Barry O. And then Orange Man basically took it over the top, where basically if you bring up Orange Man anywhere, if you just bring him up, World War III is liable to happen. You know? So it's I'll never forget. I fucked up when I accidentally brought up Orange Man at work when I was 19 or 20 at the time. I was probably 19 at the time. I fucked up and brought up Orange Man at work, almost World War II. I don't know if Ainsley was there that day. I don't remember if he was there specifically, but I fucked up and brought him up. And World War III almost commenced.
It'll be a choir practice oinking. And they got an oink, then they got and they wrote an oink gospel song. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, that's
they got his church, the communion is bacon. They feed his bacon. Candy bacon, nigga.
Let me get two. I mean,
God bless the sizzle. I'm talking.
Is he willing to
games you bring it up? Because some of them cats don't play.
Also go to
So let me bring up the LA affiliation stuff now, right? Let me start bringing that up.
You got shit to do with Corey. I'm talking to you, nigga. Fuck what Corey talking about. I'm talking to you, nigga.
Wow.
I'm talking to you, man to man. Don't bring Corey up like you going at my boss. Corey ain't my boss, nigga. I'm on your head, nigga.
The gospel ham hock. I love it.
Real spill.
So yeah, it looked like he got a 1v1. Now, Kraig also invites Anton to come to the roast. He has an open invite to have a conversation, you know. So Kraig wants to talk to Anton. So, you know, like Anton says he does stuff one-on-one. You know, he said he's not doing anymore via satellite interviews. Is he willing to go to Pasadena to Kraig's studio and have the conversation? I don't know. After this week, I don't know. But Kraig also offers some other alternatives, such as he'll come to Anton's studio to actually have the conversation. He said he could also go to Detroit.
It's going to be a playful, fun roast, but ain't no hostility. Yeah. Ain't nobody going to do nothing to you. But you better watch some of them names you bring up, because some of them cats don't play. You brought up Glass's name. You don't know Glass's like, you don't even know me like that. You better stop bringing up people's name. I'm telling you, because I know where you be at in downtown Detroit, good brother. I'll pop up. I'll come to your studio. I don't know if you know, but I got a whole lot of family in Detroit. I lived in Detroit as a kid. I can show up to your shit and we can get it in. I will come to Detroit. I ain't running from nothing. Trust me.
Pulling up to Detroit. You pulling up to Detroit?
We can debate, you know what I'm saying, and all that, man. This ain't even about fighting and nothing. This is about intellectual thought. You mean that's cap, man? You crazy, bro. 7 Mile Road, Puritan Road, Wisconsin. You better check the resume. You better check the resume. You talking about you flew out to Cali and these Cali boys need to get it together. You better check the resume. You know what I'm saying? You better check the resume. I know Detroit very well. Don't think you're running back to home base. Fun. This is fun. Yeah. I like this. Anton, come on my platform. I'll come on your platform. I think you're under the misconception that you know me based on 5150, man. I've been in films, movies.
So, yeah, I wonder if that's an option that Anton would be open to, because now I'm interested.
Nah, I don't think Anton's taking that option. Yeah, he ain't taking that option. I'd be shocked. I'd be very shocked. But him, if he turns down Kraig, that tells me everything I need to know.
See this. Yeah, he did try to play Kraig, only getting where everything is, because Kraig has a whole career outside of Corey. Like, Kraig isn't dependent on Corey to book comedy shows. Kraig got his own studio. Kraig is doing Big John sketches. You know what I mean? Like, Kraig is doing his thing.
That's the thing. He's the type of nigga that learned how to hide his mustiness in plain sight. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker, like, he angle when he musty, he know how to angle his body downwind so we don't know it's him. He be blaming it on shit around him. Hey, man, somebody need to get that couch clean. No, nigga, that's you. In sight.
Yeah, you know, that's interesting about that.
You can look him up. You can verify him. Got all these corny bots commenting on me, saying weird ass shit, talking about
Yeah, here we go with talking about the bots commenting on his live.
Got all these corny bots commenting on me, saying weird ass shit, talking about I'm making perfect sense, bro. The things that I say are science. You can look them up. You can verify them. I got sources I can cite.
That's how you know they're bots too. They start acting like they don't know what you're talking about. They do the exact same thing. I keep seeing that same pattern.
Yeah, you know, that's interesting about that. I've noticed a lot of comments that are very similar from some of the videos I've done on this in support of Anton. You know, and I'm not putting that allegation on him. Obviously, I don't know anything about any bots that he had, but I just noticed that a lot of the people that come in the comments that are supporting Anton in this, like I said, they're very similar. They're very similar in what they say. They have a specific narrative, you know, and that just might be how, you know, how they're getting down on his channel. But, you know, I don't know if the bag chasers are independently out there watching every video in response.
I just ain't speaking my opinion, good brother. I'm not that type of man. And if I am wrong about something and it ain't accurate, I'm willing to be, hey, I was wrong. This is the real information. I'm not, like, I ain't married to nothing knowledge based. I want to increase my knowledge. I'm not locked into trying to be right. I like the progression and flow of knowledge and learning. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I like. That's what I'm into. I don't know what you into, but that's what I'm into.
We looking for that 500. Where that 5 at, man? Show us you real, man.
I ain't looking bad. How am I looking bad, nigga? He came in there with a plan to get it cracking with Corey. It is what it is. What is he doing now?
You know, that's interesting, too. He talked about the 500. There was a $500 super chat that Anton made the week prior, or maybe 2 weeks prior to his appearance on the show. So I guess in a way to get attention, because they actually, in order to get Corey's attention for real, there was a $500 super chat, which is extremely high for that live stream. You know, you see 100, you might see 200, you see O'Shea.
150. I get that. But I'm on your head now, nigga. I'm not going nowhere. They're going to be clipping this, and you got to deal with this.
Right.
As we doing now.
Antoine, you got to deal with this.
Well, one at a time.
Hey, one punch at a time, man. It's boxing lining. That's beatbox. ZZ.
Actually just.
I'd hide and ran all these different podcasts trying to it. He went to seminary school. He learned how to be a good first lady in seminary school. How to have a gay relationship in front of the congregation school. Hell yeah. That nigga, he got a PhD in first ladiness. That how to hide a dick in a dress looking ass nigga. Man, I'm on your head, bro. Come on, man.
That's hilarious.
We ain't gonna talk about what God say to you when you pray. You only nigga pray with a hard dick. Nigga, God make you hard, don't he?
What?
You just love authority. That's Ty didn't want to laugh at that. You just love authority, huh? Come on. God don't answer a prayer. You start praying to the devil, asking him to fuck you, don't you? Anybody that's anybody in authority, you just love that shit, don't you? Weird ass nigga. Chop that up, nigga. You be flirting with God in your prayers. You be telling God he's cute. Lord, I just want to let you know you are fine. Like, how you gonna tell God? Podcast trying to triangulate. Nigga, you a hoe, nigga. I'm dog walking you, nigga. You butt ass nigga. He's a buster, nigga. Your corny ass and ran all these different podcasts trying to triangulate. Nigga, you a hoe, nigga. I'm dog walking you, nigga. Buster ass nigga. 5150, you bitch ass nigga. Oh, you.
Yeah, go on Jason Whitlock.
About this, like.
I'm that nigga too. Fuck Jason Whitlock, nigga. You seen his Facebook page? Ain't no niggas in the pictures. I need for the Scandinavian to take them pictures. And you think I give a fuck about what Jason Whitlock think, nigga?
That's funny.
You a goofy. Calling me, you a goofy. You know how many of these niggas I done ran to in the street and then they walked up on me and seen what it was and they ain't saying nothing they saying on the internet.
It's all good, man. It's all good. It was just a misunderstanding, man.
Yeah. He would cop a plea. He would cop a plea. I agree with that. Oh, shoot. Here we go. But yeah, this whole political, the whole political stuff. I just think for politics to work, right? For politics to work, you need to, in my opinion, and people might disagree with me on this, but in my opinion, you need to be leveraging. What do you have to leverage? What do you have to leverage? So really, the way you can make politics work is if you and a group of people, and in that group of people, you need to have some real paper, some real money, and you need to be grooming a young man or a young woman to be in office. You financially back that person, and once that person gets into office, then you have them pass certain things, sign off on certain things, certain deeds, blah, blah, blah. And then you make sure that person is following what you want, right? But at the end of the day, that's not even voting. That's not even politics. That's just you using your money and making your money, letting your money work for you. That's, to me, what politics is. It's all money. It's all money and influence. That's all it is. Yo. Besides, I've seen some of these people like that get into these positions. They get into office and you know. But you saw them growing up. You saw how they were when they were in their 20s, and then I'm like, oh, okay. Because they were talking about local elections and national elections. I was like, yeah, I'm like, you didn't do your due diligence. I'm like, Corey don't believe in none of that. But let's see if I can bring up one of these guys. So another person that I used to have on my head, no homo, was this guy, Martin Ruelas. What's his name? Martin Ruelas. On the Edge, is that his name? On the Edge with Martin Ruelas. Yeah. On the Edge with Marte Ruelas. This guy here. So this guy, when I did the Andrew Wilson stream, let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find the video. But he does a lot of these videos though. Let's see. OTE with Martin Ruelas. So when I was talking about Andrew Wilson, the alleged fitness trainer of the Wilson couple invaded my stream. And at Chris Mike. Oh man, I don't think I'll be able to find the video. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to find the video. But yeah, we had Andrew Wilson's Rachel Wilson's side piece. I called him Rachel Wilson's side piece. Let me see if I can share the screen with you guys. Yeah, it was Rachel Wilson's side piece. Oh man. And like I said, I don't want you guys harassing these people. That's not what this is here for. But I gotta show something to prove it was. Let me see, Chris. I'm gonna have to look through all the live streams. Yeah, right here. He called it addressing a black cope stream. Right. So in this one, this is where he somehow found my video when I was talking about Andrew Wilson. He was talking about black fatigue and all of this nonsense. How Rachel Wilson is a good person. Rachel Wilson only got 3 bodies. Well, why are you talking about Andrew Wilson? What did he do to you? And all this nonsense. But apparently this is Andrew Wilson / Rachel Wilson's fitness trainer. So I remember when he revealed it in the chat, I started clowning him. When he revealed it in the chat, I was laughing so hard. Let me see if I can. Oh, shoot. What did I do? Let me open it up in a different tab. He made like an actual separate video. I don't want to show the live, just the live. I want to see if I can bring up the actual video as well. Where he tagged me on it and everything. Yeah, right here. So right here, you see it. You're not arguing in So this is where he covered my stream. he was so mad that I called him Rachel Wilson's side dude because I felt like he was way too, how do I say? He was way too invested. And he tried to challenge me on a debate. And I said the same exact thing I told Maynard. This is not a debate show. This is not a debate show. This is not me. I'm very selective who I allow on my platform. Right? No debate me, bros. No debate me, bros. But yeah, like I said, I show you this stuff just to show you I'm not just making this up. I'm not manufacturing beefs. These are the people that had problems with me and have tried to, challenge me to a debate when there was no challenge to be had. Andrew Wilson married a single mom with 3 kids. And he's talking about, and he's in the traditional space, in the RP space, LARPing for views. That's my viewpoint on him. And I think guys like him are terrible because when he gets caught out, they're going to link him to us. That is my opinion of him. I don't know what is there to debate. What? Rachel Wilson's not that bad of a woman. I'm like, is that's your position? She ain't that bad. Andrew Wilson ain't that bad. Sorry, it's not a position for me. But that's one of many's. Sorry, that's one of many. My mistake. Garrett Grant says, damn, haters are starting to make videos from your streams. Chronic would have a tear in his eye. Yeah. Chronic's going to be like my Bruda. He's like, wow, he's not that bad. And mind you, I'm not even debating these dudes. All I'm saying is, look, this is not Andrew Wilson ain't it. That's all I said. This is not the type of dude. This is not a person that people should be looking up to. This person he's more of a problem than a solution. And then on top of that, going on platforms with grown-ass men talking, bragging about, quote unquote, owning and taking down 19-year-old female liberals on college campuses. It's stuff like this is what you're proud of. This is what you're proud of. You know what I'm proud of on this channel? Where you had guys like, remember when guys like Rocky, right? I haven't seen him in a while. He said himself, I'm like in my 40s, whatever. And he said, because of this platform, I was able to talk to my dad for the first time and understand his side of things. Right? That's what I'm proud of. These guys are proud about, talking to female college liberals on campus. I own them in a debate. I own this 19-year-old girl. I destroyed her. I destroyed man, forget all that. I don't give a F about none of that. That's low-hanging fruit, man. I've been beating these people on these online debates on YouTube. They don't even realize these females, they go on these platforms. They know they stupid. They know they arguing out of bad faith. They know they trolling, but they know this is good for their rep. It's good for their views. They know they have nothing to argue. They know that. They're using you for views. Okay. And this leads me to my next. And like I said, you can watch these videos where I'm talking right here. But like I said, don't spam the comment section. Don't do that. There's no comments on there. I want to keep it that way because these gonna be the same people. They're gonna talk about somebody's bullying them. So don't, like I said, don't go in the comments and say anything. I just want you to watch. Hell, subscribe. Hell, subscribe. I'd rather you subscribe than comment. I don't want nobody commenting on these people's page and then they're gonna say somebody's bullying them. I don't want that. But I want you guys to watch these things, man. And the people underneath, right? The people underneath Andrew Wilson, the people that try to act like him, they tend to mimic behavior which is not masculine. It's something that a type of behavior where if I had a friend, a male friend, right? Oh, sorry. The only friend that I could have is a male friend, number one. But anyways, but if you have a male friend that is exhibiting that kind of behavior where they feel like their duty in life is to argue with mentally ill people online, I would be concerned. That's just me, man. Like stuff like this, what I'm talking about right now, this is way more important to me than what some college liberal is saying, online. And that leads me to one of my last people, one of the first people that challenged me on a debate. I don't remember her name, but it was a black female podcaster. And this we were talking about sports. This is where discipline has to come in, right? And I've already showed her on this. I've done a whole stream about this already. So I'm not gonna go into. I'm not gonna do a whole, research into where what her channel name is, right? There was this older lady. She's probably in her late 30s, older black lady. I said something about Kayla Nicole not being a real female journalist. Kayla Nicole is the ex of Travis Kelce, right? And I believe she displayed loser behavior in last year's Super Bowl when she was celebrating when the Eagles won. And I said, not only is Kayla Nicole a loser, I said Kayla Nicole is not a real journalist. And I said a lot of these women that become sports journalists or sideline reporters, these new women that are joining this industry, they're joining it to see if they can catch one of these athletes, right? That's what I said. I said they're not real journalists. They're just looking for an athlete to catch. Now, for some reason, she took that statement that I said and she flipped it. She completely flipped it and said she goes on to say, without mentioning my name, obviously, but she said that I said that beautiful women couldn't be sports journalists. Now, where in the hell did I say that? I said what most of these women in sports journalism, they're not doing it for the craft. They're just doing it to catch athletes. I never said beautiful women can't be sports journalists. Those are two different statements. Those are two completely separate statements. And these are the people that want to debate me, mind you. These are the people that want to have a debate with me. You're already taking my words and twisting it in bad faith. It would be pointless to debate you. First of all, you're a woman. I'm not debating no woman on my platform. If push comes to shove, that's never going to happen. We could maybe talk about sports. I don't care if we talk about male sports. We can talk about that. But in terms of this stuff, when we're talking about male female dynamics, we're not doing that. No. But she never stopped. I remember going on a Corey Holcomb stream and she somehow found me. I don't know how in the hell she found me in the chat. She started calling me. She started saying I said gay things on my live stream. I said men are beautiful and all this stuff. I was like, okay, ma'am, have a nice day. I was like, after that interaction in the live chat, I was just like, you know what? Have a nice day. Mind you, this lady is in her her late 30s. Right? This is why I always say, like, when you're talking about debating or trying to have a talk with people in quote unquote good faith, there's no such thing. And at the end of the day, I know why she was really mad. She wasn't even mad that I said, when I was talking about female sports journalists in general, she was just mad I had something to say about Kayla Nicole. I know that's why she's mad. Because anytime I'm on Twitter, on my burner account on Twitter, because I don't have a main account on Twitter. I have a well, it's not a burner account. You guys seen my Twitter. It's the same Twitter, but it's not connected to, like, it's not, I don't put my face on there so people don't know who I am. Right? So this is my ex account, right? This is my this is my account right here. If I can, let me see if I can show it. It's not a burner account. People know the username is not connected to any of my social media platforms. I don't have none of my friends on there, right? So moving on. Anytime I mention Kayla Nicole on my Twitter account, I would have a whole bunch of loser females, particularly loser black females, that would act like I'm dissing their queen. And I used to be really puzzled about this or I'll bring up Kayla Nicole and the people will talk about, you're just hating on a black woman and she's this and blah, blah, blah. They'll say, but she's beautiful. She looks so much better than Taylor Swift. And I'm like, this is not what we're talking about. You can be a loser, but be pretty. You can be a pretty loser. You can be a beautiful loser. You can be an ugly loser. This is not about looks. This is about behavior. But a lot of women, particularly a lot of black women of a certain ilk, they look up to Kayla Nicole because she was living a lifestyle that they want. And you guys should kind of understand where I'm getting at this point. They looked at Kayla Nicole as goals, right? But I'm like, out of all people to lift up in the air as a positive example of a black woman, why Kayla Nicole? I'm like, I used to be like, have you seen her old tweets? She doesn't even like she's a bully. She doesn't even like black women. Like she's like a legit racist. Like remember when I pulled up all of her old tweets? What did I say? Tweets? I was thinking about queef. Anyway, when I pulled up all of her old tweets, it was like her being like very racist towards like Asian women, black women. Like she's like a really she's a very mean person. Like out of all black women to use as an example to look up to, why her? But I know why her, because that's her boyfriend and their situation at the time. That's a lot of black men don't want to admit this, but that's a lot of black women's ideal situation. This is why that's why you always have black women crying about not being picked on Tinder by white dudes. You know what I mean? It's ultimate pick me behavior. So I used to be always like confused. Like I'll talk about something that Kayla Nicole did, or I'll bring up the video when she was talking crazy about Cam Newton, and it's just like all black women in the mentions saying I'm hating on Kayla Nicole. It's tough. I'm like, what's going on with this? But if you have anything to say about Kayla Nicole, they feel like you're attacking black women, right? Even though she herself, she doesn't like black women. And I was so like when her tweets got leaked, like I'm talking about her tweets were so bad, she deactivated her own Twitter account. Like her past tweets were so bad, she had to delete it. She had to, it's under construction. So she deactivated her Twitter. That's how bad it was. She had to give that fake ass ChatGPT apology on her Instagram. But there's a lot of self-hating, black women like that. There's a lot of them like that, where you attack somebody of that ilk, they think you're attacking them. So that's why how I knew that whole, you're talking about beautiful female journalists. No, I'm not. It's talking about Kayla Nicole. The female journalist was aside. That was just an aside point. You're mad because I was talking about your queen, and now you want to tell people that I'm gay and shit. The typical diss when women don't get their way. But like I said, I can't debate with people like this. Like people, what would need to happen? Particularly with her. I would need she would need to give me 10 stacks. She would have to literally wire me 10 stacks for me to talk about our misunderstanding. And then I would have to at the end of the day, I got to find a moderator or something. But the debate wouldn't even be in good faith because you're already lying. She's gonna open up the debate. So, Chris, why did you say beautiful women can't be journalists? I'm like, no, I never said that. Yes, you did. I literally have the clip of me not saying that. So this is me saying that many women, most of them are not real journalists. They're just trying to catch. And Kayla Nicole is no different. That's my stance. So what do you mean about all women? Have you called out a white female journalist? Yes, I have. It's not even going to be a debate. It's not going to go nowhere. Right? But she's already coming in bad faith. So the first 5 minutes is just going to be me defending what she thought in her mind I said. Because when first of all, when you're arguing with women, you're not supposed to be arguing with women, number one. But number two, when you're arguing with a woman, you're debating against her feelings, or what you're debating against what she feels like you were like. You're debating her feelings. You're debating what she feels like you said, not what you actually said, what she feels like you really meant. So that's not a winning. You're gonna lose, even if you so-called prove him right. And I'll say this. Let me give Kevin Samuels another piece of credit right here. Let me give Kevin Samuels a little piece of credit right here. Out of all the people that I've seen, quote unquote, debating women, he was the best. And I'm gonna tell you why he was the best. I'll give him credit for that. I can give credit where credit is due. This is why he was the best. Okay. A lot of these people, they think they're going on these platforms and debating women, and you think because you use the logic and reasoning and hypothesis and all these fancy terms, right? And you think you won the debate because you were able to use logic and reasoning. No, you didn't. You wasted your time. You wasted our time as a viewer. You wasted everybody's time. The reason why Kevin Samuels was the best is because all these dudes, they try to use logic when trying to win a debate with women, and that's not how you do it. What Kevin Samuels did, he would invite the broad on. He would ask him a series of questions, and and then while they answered the questions, he basically allowed them to hang themselves with their own words. He let them talk long enough until they hung themselves with their own words, what they were asking for. So they made themselves look stupid. This is why he was in my opinion, he was probably the best at it in terms of having women on his platform. And on top of that, what was beautiful about his platform, he wasn't on those Zoom calls, on those video calls. Those weren't models. Those weren't OF chicks, fresh and fit chicks, right? Yeah. Adult film stars. These were regular women. These were the average, woman of color. Let me not say woman of color. Let's be honest. Black. It was the average black woman on his podcast. He had a couple of white women on there. Call on there. He had a couple of Latina women on there, and he allowed them to talk themselves to death. He allowed them to look crazy, so much so where people would watch the platform and they'll be like, damn, what can we do to discredit him? Because the ladies would go on there and they would make themselves look stupid. Right? So that's why he was probably the best at it. Everybody else, they think they're the best at it. They're not. So let me tip a feather to Kevin Samuels on that. That's why he was the best. That's why he gained the following that he did. That's why everybody, you had all these, these ninjas, they started wearing suits. They started wearing suits on their platform, doing their live streams in like office settings. That was like the first time they ever seen a black man win an argument with a black woman in their life. So they're just like, they were just so like they couldn't believe it. Those guys, they couldn't believe it. That's why he has such a big following, truth be told. But for the most part, that's why you can't, because most men, they're going to try to use logic. They're going to try to use, but look at this evidence right here. Look at this. Women are not trying to hear that. They're not trying to hear that. Yep. In too deep. Yep. Pat facts. Oh, shoot. My mouse almost died. Anyways, he said he showed you how to treat a woman that is irrational and have no logic whatsoever. And then they would tie themselves up in stupidity. Because the normies would watch Kevin Samuels and they would have no defense for the broad. They couldn't say anything. They're all they could do was Kevin Samuels is gay, right? Or Kevin Samuels is effeminate, or does he like women and all this stuff? The typical, shame. And then he would even talk about that, right? The sign language, right? So that's why he gained a following. And this is why you'll see like a lot of particularly black men, they call him they basically gave him a sainthood at this point. Because he was able to expose everything that black men have been talking about in terms of when it's dealing with their specific race of women, right? So he was able to expose that, not from him using logic, just by letting them hang themselves with their own words. So that's why he was probably the best at that particular realm at where he was at. Even like the normies, you had like you got guys like Shaq and them talking about Kevin Samuels and all these people, like A-list celebrities talking about this guy. They were fascinated by this dude because they just couldn't believe that he was able to just get these broads to do what they did. You see, at the beginning, and he grew of women following, and then I remember the first show where he gave women the smoke. Yeah, people forget that he used to give men the smoke. His content was geared towards giving men the smoke, and he was talking crazy. But the reason why I could never get behind Kevin Samuels, I'm gonna keep it a buck, because I used to see those videos of him with the consultations with the men, and then he would ask these dudes, how big is your PP? He would ask these dudes that. I could never get behind it. I'm sorry. And look, when he did that, it just turned me off. It just turned me. I was like, I don't think that's the way. who asks questions like that? Because he would go down to, how much money you're making as a man, how tall are you, blah, blah, blah. Then he'll be like, how big is he would ask these dudes that. And I get what he's trying to say in terms of ranking a dude, but as a man, you can't be asking another man how big is your wee wee. I'm sorry, I can't get behind that, right? So that was just my opinion at the time, but I still got to give credit where credit is due. Looks like Indiana won the national championship. Congratulations. But anywho. He said, if you're doing it as a consultation, I'll get it. But you got to understand, if you ain't got that down there, you're going to have to make more money. But I just don't like the way he was asking those dudes. I would never ask a man that. Just me. I could never see myself. Maybe like I said, because I was talking to Undead Chronic about this, where I would see Kevin Samuels do that. And he said the same thing. I did it. He was like, men don't ask other men that kind of questions. It's just, like as soon as I heard Kevin Samuels say that, I was, I turned into this guy.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
I was just like, it just threw me off. Yeah, the commentary. That's what was good about Kevin. Now, I also had beef with a lot of things he did, where he would hold the live, like he would hold the live hostage if he didn't get he would like stop the stream if he didn't get a certain amount of likes. And I get that, but I'm like, I kind of found that weird. And then he would, I would see him steal a lot of talking points from a lot of the people that I followed, even some of the people that I disagree with. And he didn't give certain people the credit that they deserved, in terms of when he's talking about certain talking points that he would bring up, he wouldn't give the credit where it needed to be. So that's kind of where my issue was with Kevin on that. But at the end of the day, it's about to be 4 years since he's passed. That's crazy. It's about to be 4 years in 4 months. It's about to be 4 years since his passing. And what's crazy is I started doing my content, I think around February of 2022. I started shifting towards this kind of content. Man, a lot has changed. He said, yeah, he passed away right before my dad. Man, sorry about that, man. But yeah, a lot has changed since 2022. But yeah, condolences to you and your family on that. Yeah, 2022. I'll say this. That's when I'll say this. My dad started losing a lot of his people around that time too. He said, all good. Dad was an ass. Oh man. But yeah, I'll say my dad started losing his people around that time. Like his peoples. So that was a bit of an interesting time. But a lot has changed since 2022. A lot has changed. So LS says, how would Kevin Samuels respond to what Antonio said to Corey? How big is oh Lord. Oh yeah, by the way, I got a new soundbite right here. I got a new Dr. Umar soundbite right here.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
But there's a new soundbite that I want to introduce via YouTube. Let me see if I can bring it up. French Montana. Yo, there's a so Max, shout out to Max B. So Max B is free. There's a viral video of Max B laughing. It's his signature laugh. Yo, his laugh, Max B's laugh is so contagious, man. Yeah, Max B's laugh is too contagious, man. He has the classic black man Windex spray laugh, man. I ain't even gonna hold you. His like, I gotta make this. Gotta be that's definitely gotta be a sound bite. I gotta make that a sound bite. I gotta find a way. I gotta edit it. Yeah, his laugh is crazy.
I swear to God. I swear to God.
Yo, where they find you at?
I'm like, I'm a grower, not a shower.
Yo, Max B, he's always had that laugh. He's always had that laugh, man. Shout out. I'll say this. I missed that about Max B, his laugh. Yo. Oh man. Man. He said my man was giggling in that interaction with Fleece. Oh Lord. He said that's that Fleece Johnson. Well, you said Fleece Johnson. Oh, I don't even like bringing up that ninja. But anyways, that's it for me today. My next stream, I will be talking about Christianity. my next stream is confirmed. I don't know when it's going to be, but I will be talking about Christianity. We will be talking about that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will be saying Christianity or the religious right, but I'll probably just say Christianity has become a rest haven for 304s. We might cover some more Anton Daniels stuff, but it's probably it's getting redundant at this point. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it for today. Shout out to Pyro for the $5 super chat. Damn, I went 2 hours overtime. Almost 2 hours overtime. Oh man.
Good Lord have mercy. Huh? Hallowed be thy name.
So man, I gotta dip. I definitely gotta dip. Thank you, man. Shout out to you. Yeah, In Too Deep. I saw your Instagram invite. I gotta tend to that. I gotta look at that contract. Before I do anything else, I'm gonna look at that contract. I think they're missing a couple dollars, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm gonna look at that real quick, see what's up with that. And just make sure I'm not overextending myself, because the place where I'm supposed to be is a little bit far from where I live. But anyway, shout out to you guys. I'm gonna end this bad boy right here. I'm a little bit late, but it is what it is. Shout out to you guys. I'm gonna land on another Corey Holcomb clip. Shout out to you guys, man. Peace out.
You trust me. I don't give a fuck what you do for a bitch. It ain't enough. Trust me, my nigga. Every once in a while, you meet an exceptional bitch. Right. Remember, like in the movies, Django, the exceptional nigga.
Right.
Every once in a while, you might meet an exceptional woman who actually is happy that you are her friend and that you give her love, affection, and anything else. Right. That's rare. I had a bitch, I did everything for this bitch one day. Then when it was time to go, the bitch was like, you coming over? I'm like, I got shit to do tonight. I was like,